Bom dia, good morning, and a huge aloha kakayang kako. Yep, that's right. We're back at Saquarema, and we are here at the Banco do Brasil Saquarema Pro, presented by Cero. What's it look like to you? You know what it looks like to me? It is finals day as we prep all the arrivals. The Gonzalez Etxabarri sisters, both in quarterfinal number 1 and 2. Eli Hanneman coming off an excellent showing. Oscar Berry inching closer and closer to CT qualification. Samuka, Samuel Pupo. He has been a consistent performer here at Itauna. Looking for another win here in Saquarema for Samuka, and definitely a crowd favorite. Well, swell's shown up. Conditions are beautiful. Look at the sand. Look at the swell. Look at the beach. It's all happening here. Thank you for joining us live as we get going, and it is a beautiful morning. It's called on finals day. We're going to start with the quarterfinals. I'm Kai Paguro. This is Maida Pops, as well as Marcos Bukuyuva. Marcos, I'm excited. What about you?
I think I was born ready, man. I'm psyched. Gonna be an insane good day of, hot dog, high performance surfing in Saquarema. We have different moods. Today gonna be the hot dog day.
It's a hot dog day. What do you think, Maida?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We have a very strong Brazilian heat with Samuel Pupo and Cauã Costa. So people on the beach are really excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. David Silva, he's still in the mix. He was a runner-up last year. Can Silva take a win this year in Saquarema? He's been a consistent performer. Let's go to the Mike Teta call with Rachel on the beach.
Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful weather for a finals day. And look who is here with me to the call. Arena, good morning. What are your thoughts on the conditions today? How was your free surf this morning?
The waves were kind of fun. It was smaller than yesterday, but there's still fun waves, enough for a finals day maybe. And, well, the quarters are on, so let's go.
Let's go. Let's have fun. Let's watch. Thank you very much. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thank you. And yeah, we're going to get going with the women's quarterfinals. Let's take a look at our surf line forecast and how things are lining up for the rest of the contest window. Surfline has been pretty dependable on giving us the predictions and the forecast. So let's see what they have for us today. Well, there's some energy out there, mostly wind swell, Marcos.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of wind swell coming up with a lot of shops. I think ahead of the window, we're gonna have a big swell here, but inside of the window, we have good conditions for right now. So let's run those quarterfinals, man.
Yeah, we'll be monitoring the conditions as the day proceeds. As we can see right now for today, surf 3 to 4 foot all day. The one thing is, when will that onshore wind come on in the afternoon? Looks pretty strong at 10 to 15 knots, but right now, offshore, 3 to 6 knots. Let's look at the rest of the event window. We have till the 19th to complete competition here, and the upcoming days from Surfline for the rest of this contest window. Well, I can tell you that it's going to be similar tomorrow, and with the same wind pattern. We'll have offshore in the morning and onshore in the afternoon. Following day, Saturday, still really small. We're going to have a declining swell. And by the time we get to Sunday, our final day of the event window, Sunday, is going to be a lot of swell, but onshore winds, strong onshore winds. Looks like we have our first quarterfinal in the water with Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri up against the newly qualified Tia Zebrowski, and it appears that we have 35 minutes on the clock to get going, so extra 5 minutes. Typically we have 30 minutes, I think, finals day, and since we just have 14 heats total to get through to crown champions on men's and women's side, we have the luxury of adding those extra 5 minutes, Maida.
And it will be very important because the conditions right now, they're kind of a little bit slower than we've been seeing in the previous days of the event. So extra 5 minutes, they can change a little bit of their strategy for that one. And we just started with Tia Zebrowski, who is already qualified, Marcos.
Yeah, I'm enjoying to watch this. I will enjoy for sure to watch and call this heat with a all European affair, even though Tia Zebrowski belongs from Tahiti.
Yeah. Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri, her second quarterfinals appearance this season. She just came off a semifinals showing at stop number 4 of the Challenger Series, the EDP Cero Pro. Tia Zebrowski, we will list her accolades after we watch her opening ride. She's been very, very dependable on her performance. A couple of snaps on the backhand on the sharp eye, and that's going to start us off and set the scale, Maida, for the day.
Yeah, just to start things off pretty quick on that one, Tia Zebrowski, she's been surfing here like so loose and so in tune with the ocean, find really good opportunities, and I hope that it will be not different on that one. Look, Marcos.
Upside down snap, almost like a setup. In that one, she nailed. But she's being in tune with the ocean. She's being a type of wave magnet for sure.
She feels to me, as I watch this, is like a modern day, the version 2.0 of Carissa Moore. She still has that youthful thing where she's so young but so successful at such a young age. The fact that she's mature way beyond her 14 years is also very Carissa Moore-ish. And the fact that she's just able to go finals day after final all year. So this is her 5th event on the Challenger Series. This is her 5th finals day. It's actually technically her 6th event on the Challenger Series because she had a wild card last year. But she's made the quarterfinals minimum all year long.
Yeah, and when he was a wild card last year, she went way through to the final, and she was runner-up in 80 sitters. So it's just amazing what this girl is capable of doing and how confident she is with such a young age.
I love the comparison with Carissa Moore for sure. There's a lot of glimpse, a lot of similarities from both of those surfers. But I see some glimpse of Kelly in the beginning of the early 90s, man.
Kelly Slater.
Yeah, Robert Kelly Slater.
Yeah, really, and just a prodigy, I guess the word would be.
That's
that you are coming onto the scene at such a young age, but you're demanding so much respect because your performance is shaking up the surf world, just like Kelly did.
Yeah,
shake up the surf world, just like Carissa did. Shake up the surf world, just like a young Steph Gilmore did. Shake up the surf world. Even a young Tyler Wright when she first got on.
Even young Mickey Wood back in Bells in '85.
Yeah. 85, Mickey Wood, Richard Dog Marsh. You're talking about the youngest final ever in the championship tour.
Exactly.
Let's take a look at the road to the final and the road to a win here in Saquarema. We'll take a look at our women's bracket, and we'll start off right now with Tia Zebrowski and Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri. Then the sister of Annette, Janire Gonzalez Etxabarri, is going to be up against Mirai Ikeda, a new face on the Challenger Series, but she's making a splash, the Japanese surfer. Then Arina Rodriguez coming up against the veteran Sally Fitzgibbons. Sally Fitzgibbons wins this event. She's back on tour again, and we're going to close it off with a great heat. Yolanda Hopkins up against Ellie Harrison. Yolanda makes it to the semifinals, and Maida, Yolanda Hopkins, we will see her on the 2026 championship tour.
Oh, it would be amazing to see this girl get to the championship tour here in Itaúna. Such a talent and also a hard worker. So what she has on that one is just huge for her career. Probably the most important heat of her life.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. You know, that's a lot of mental weight upon you, but Yo-Yo's been a consistent performance. Tosses it up there. Annette Gonzalez a little too high, and that hands over heat control to Tia Zebrowski. Zebrowski with the lead, Zebrowski with priority.
Yeah, and she got that 4.83 for that one, 2 turns. It's just nice when you were able to find a good wall to put some turns and start the heat like with a mid-range score, and you kind of relieve a little bit of the pressure that being on the first heat of the day.
Yeah. For Tia, we saw her on her warm-up. We saw her this morning just smiling, and taking everything very lightly. I feel Tia Zebrowski, the only person that can put any kind of pressure or stress on this young lady is herself. And she's been just so steady. Goes right this time, snaps it up. Looking for a dynamic closeout maneuver there, but goes down. No harm, no foul. She'll remain in the lead. Kaoli Voss and coach Joan Duru, Marcos, with a steady eye on the ocean.
Amazing entourage, man. What about the gold medalist in your entourage, a super coach that brings you along and puts you in finals together with that Ripper? Amazing. And guys, talking about those United Colors of surfing, I'm so amped because, Brazilian Storm is still boiling, but there is like a little French, rendezvous, storm going on. There's the Japanese rising, the Aussie pack, the Eli Hanneman, representing Hawaii, the Rippers from California also. My God, man, what a great timing for being a surf fan.
I think the Euro force is slowly returning. All we have to do is look back to stop number 4 on the Challenger Series in Ericeira, where Joan Duru coached both Tia Zebrowski and Kaoli Voss for a French sweep. So, Maida, that's telling me European surfing, it's always been strong, but now the results are backing it up.
Yeah, true, Kaipo. I called a little bit of a Tahitian storm, because those guys are just ripping. And it really amazed me that Kaoli stick around here and he's back it up his friend Tia Zebrowski. So this kind of environment, like the strength of the group, really brings like good vibes and good strength for the athletes.
Yeah, the Tahitian storm, right? Bringing the mana, bringing the energy. There's Kaoli Voss, trying not to get recognized.
Oh yeah, he's hiding there, almost discased. And you know what, guys? I'm super proud of being able to do my PhD on European surfing, 5 years residing in Ericeira, getting connections with even with Leo Fioravanti that resides there half of the year, with the European pack, the French guys, the French girls, the Portuguese rising, Yo-Yo representing, put a lot of pride in the European veins, of course.
I would love to hear all of your thoughts on European surfing, Marcos.
Oh yeah, man. Well, insane, because they have such a variety amount of waves, distributed to the French coast, Spain coast, and Portugal. Portugal is almost like Hawaii with cold water, man.
Ericeira,
No,
the North Shore.
Nazaré itself and Supertubos, there is a plenty of different type of waves there as a background for the surfers.
Annette uses priority. Nice snap through this section, puts it together. Little drift of the fins, but cannot hold it on for the completion. Tia up and out, but recognizes that. Tia Zebrowski likely going to regain priority, taking a look back there, and continue to control the heat.
Hey, Kaipo, I got to rewind my tape here and say almost like Hawaii cold water. Okay, almost. I put almost there.
Almost like Hawaii. I just, Hawaii's welcoming. It's got a bunch of waves. Portugal, we tried to keep it a secret for years, Marcos, but secret's out. That place is holding incredible waves.
You know what? The power of the secret is the secret itself.
Contemplate that. Actually, I think we're going to give 5 seconds just to think about that. No, we're going to talk through this replay right here, Maida.
Yeah, the first one looked pretty great. And then the second one was looking even better. Unfortunately, she couldn't stay on her feet.
Yeah. Nice start here, Marcos, but it's hard with this backwash on the inside.
Oh, yeah, crispy surfing for sure. The second one, sliding the fins there. And I enjoyed the flare.
3.17 checks in for Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri. Tia Zebrowski with that heat control we talked about. The 4.83 opener just for some steady surfing. Back out there with priority, looking to increase her heat total, which she certainly will next time she gets to her feet, because she just has a couple of throwaways in her scoreline. There is the geography of Saquarema. We're on the Itaúna side of the beach. The other side, the Varinha side, of course, we have the church on top of the hill there.
Yeah, and after that, Praia da Vila, which has like good waves as well.
Nossa Senora de Nazaré, Maida, can you tell us a little bit about that iconic landmark right there?
Yeah, that church, like it's just such a symbol of Saquarema. It's a very old church. Do you know from? I think it's from.
18th century, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
How
And
cool. And how cool is this estuary, this lake, this river? You can see all the sand build up on the inside here as you cross the bridge to the other two sides of town. And that's the magic of this place. That's what makes, all these sandbars, gives us this beautiful white sandy beaches and always evolving. Here we go. Zebrowski snaps off the top, looking for something on the inside. Check turn on the sharp eye. Just trying to get out of the fractional score range, which she will do. So she will add to her heat total, a modest heat total so far for both surfers as they're trying to figure out the lineup and feel out finals day.
This wave for Tia, guys, is super suitable because she couldn't be like surfing in like Anglais, Biarritz or Rossegor right now.
Yeah, look at it. Look at her results this year. Started off in semifinals at Newcastle. She had to settle for quarterfinals in Bolito. Then runner-up in Huntington Beach, nearly took it out there. Got so close to it, and went on to win the last event in Cero. Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri. There we go. That's more like it for the back surfer. Two backhand hangers. And Yoni Lassa and Annette's sister, Yanide. Yanide and Annette in back-to-back quarterfinals, Maida. So if both were successful in the quarterfinals, we'd have the two sisters in semifinal number one.
yeah, it would be very interesting to watch those girls surfing together because we've been seeing they ripping all event long, one after another. And look, beautiful snap, and that one looked even like more vertical.
I like the setting up with the snap and almost 12 o'clock off the top there.
And Tia Zebrowski, Maida, this was a 3.83 for Zebrowski.
Yeah, the first turn looked great. Unfortunately, the wave kind of fades out right there. But a 3.83 important score to compose her score line.
I would love to see a sibling affair on the semifinals, but for Annette, she got a super big, huge wall to overcome. This wall is called Tia Zebrowski.
Sibling rivalries, we can think about, or just sibling pairs in professional surfing. We can think about all the way back to the Ho brothers, Michael and Derek Ho. We can talk about, of course, the Hobgoods, CJ and Damien Hobgood. The Irons brothers, of course, we need to put them in the mix. The Pupo brothers, Miguel and Samuel.
Corey and Shea
Lopez. Zebrowski on wave number 5 for the French Tahitian. Again, just paced, sharp, calm surfing. I feel she's going to grow her scoreline with that last wave, Maida.
Yeah, I really think so. It was a good one. More radical, those turns. But talking about these brother things, I just think that whenever you have a brother and you have all the competitive side, like with your brother, this for sure grows like both of them.
Yeah. And this is almost paradoxical surfing for Tia Zebrowski because she seems effortless, but she always brings power to the game.
That's right. And when we talk about competitive brothers, wow, that was a nice finish right there. One more time in the slow motion to really check out the technique. We'll wait for that score. When we talk about competitive brothers, Maida, we have to talk about the Bukuyuva brothers.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Bruno
that.
and Marcos Bukuyuva. Who wins, Marcos?
Oh, in jiu-jitsu and surfing, me. In tennis, I never beat him. Hey, sorry, Bruno.
It's okay. Thank you for watching, Bruno. Bruno, we really
No, he's working right now for Global.
Yeah. Snap on the backhand for the back surfer. Quick to back up in the lip to combo it up. And there's the Bass camp there, the Euro camp. So 2 scores owed to us for Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri. One score owed to us for Tia Zebrowski. Zebrowski sitting out the back with priority. Take a look here at this last effort, Maida.
Yeah, it was a good one. Quick snap right there and timed pretty well the finishing turn. Probably she's gonna change the 3.17 that she still has on the board.
I believe so.
The lack of power in the wave forced the girls to provide, to try to engage a lever on the bottom turn.
Yeah. Let's go to the beach with Manu Caiado. What do you have for us, Manu?
Yeah, guys, hello, I'm here and I have some important people cheering for Tia. Here is Kelly Vaz. You must have surfed with her many times. How is it to be here and see her doing so good?
It's a fun sparring partner in the water because she's following you everywhere, especially me. And yeah, try to be on the good waves, on the free surf, and yeah, she's like me, like going everywhere and catching all the waves. So it's good. It's a good matchup. I like surfing with her.
Great, thank you very much. And João Duro is right here too. I see you looking at her like staring, and you admire her for surfing so good and so young.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a pure talent. She's like, it's so natural for her. She's really, really good. It's amazing to be with her.
Thank you very much. Merci. Au revoir. Thanks to you guys.
Ça c'est super, mes amis.
Translation, please, Marcos.
This is awesome, guys.
All right. Well, the judges thought the last effort from Tia Zebrowski was awesome. Actually, just the previous wave, 5.67 for Zebrowski. Score did come in while we were doing that interview for the last of Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri at 4.2. So situation in the water. Gonzalez Etxabarri with priority right now in that red jersey. 5.73 is what she needs to turn the heat. She's going to use her priority right now. Rolls in on the white water. Has to go through a couple of hunks right there. And you could tell by just the roll in the white water that there wasn't enough projection to go down the line. So that was an unfortunate priority error for the Basque surfer. Handing over heat control to the heat leader. Tia Zebrowski now controls the narrative, Maida, with priority as well.
Yeah, Kaipo, we are just in the mid time of this heat. So such a silly mistake right now. I mean, the wave. Yeah, it was. Like the wave sometimes is hard to read here in Saquarema, but that one she was with priority, so she could have been more patient and wait for a better good looking wave.
Here we go. Tia finds a nice left wall. Snap on the backhand, loads up off the bottom. Another beautiful carve, building the momentum down the line. Third carve on the backhand, has to sit on the rail and goes incomplete on that third turn. We'll see if she increases her scoreline. She needs to replace a 4.83 to do so. What I'm seeing right now with the waves this morning, Marcos, is there's waves, but visually it doesn't look like there's as much push as there was yesterday. Right here, you can break down this replay.
That's the thing. There's no leverage to go upside down so hard. That's why I think everybody got to be super specific, like, gear-wise with the choosing with the boards, not just the rail lines, not just the outlines, choosing the right proper fins. You got to choose the right construction. Because right now, maybe the PUs that sink in the water when Saquarema is heavy, they're not going to function so well. They're not going to be so responsive. And you got to choose the EPS, maybe put some carbon wrap there.
Yeah, light feet is what it's going to take to kind of tap dance through a lot of these sections. Well, we're at the midway point of this heat. We're actually past the midway point at 15 minutes and 25 seconds. It's a perfect time to take our first break of the morning. We'll be back with the opening quarterfinal here in Saquarema for the Banco do Brasil Saquarema Pro presented by Corona Cero. Quarterfinals continue.
Que campanha da tia Zebrowski nessa temporada inicial em Sims, já mostrando seu cartão de visita, né? A jovem tia Zebrowski, de apenas 14 anos, está impressionando aí o nível do surf mundial. Muito grande talento chegando à elite da temporada 2026. Que tem grande resultado também na temporada, foi muito bem na entrevista, chegando na terceira colocação durante o US Open of Surfing, e depois, na prova de cima, na última etapa, tem uma sétima colocação, daí também caminhando e pegando por uma das 7 vagas para o último do surf mundial na temporada de 2020. 13 minutos remaining, são mais 14 minutos de término. A última onda da tia Zebrowski não entrou no somatório 3,57, continua trocando ali 4,83 a pontinha de azul. A última Gonzalez segue na segunda posição atrás de 5,73. A surfista do País Basco com 3,57.
This is what I live for.
A gente já aproveita para jogar uma altinha, manter aquela brasilidade. Mas é isso, é poder aproveitar, curtir a natureza e se reconectar.
And every time we find somewhere new that just surprises us.
Today I'm going for a surf at Pico da Mota. It's my favorite spot at Portugal.
Honestly, a really special place for me to come to. I've had so many good memories.
We're here at the waterfall. It's massive.
On tour, surfing the wave of Tehupo and drinking a Corona. I mean,
It's happy hour for the athletes, so I'm gonna get going, but thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you, Corona Cero, for all of their support. Banco do Brasil, fan picks here. Overwhelmingly, 72% to Tia Zebrowski, 28% to Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri. You can go to worldsurfleague.com and pick your favorite in every single one of the heats on the finals day. Maida, who would you pick?
Yeah, on that one I would pick Tia because she's been so like in tune with the ocean and with this competition as well, and being so consistent. So it would be an easy pick too.
What about you, Marcos?
No brainer for me also, Kaipo. Come on, the rhythm, the flair. She's on a tear, so it's a no-brainer.
Here's Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri on the replay. This happened during that commercial break, Maida. And again, that inside section looking like a tough one to deal with.
Yeah, trouble with the backwash right there. The first turns were fine, but the finishing one was, she couldn't handle.
Yeah, she needed that finish. She needs a 5.73 at the moment to overtake the lead from Tia Zebrowski. Zebrowski does have heat control. The lead and priority. I always call that heat control because when you have the lead and priority, you are controlling the tempo of the heat. You can control what waves are ridden. You can control a lot of things. Whitewater roll-in, and again, that whitewater roll-in, it's unpredictable here with the backwash, right, Maida? But I think when on a small wave, when you're rolling with the whitewater, you don't have enough projection to really do that first turn.
Yeah, like with the small size of swell, it's even worse because you don't have like too much power of the wave like going towards the backwash. So, and those big sections to try to figure out like a very, very radical turn. So, yeah, better if you find those waves that are more clean, that doesn't hit, that doesn't come down the line here close to the shore.
Yeah. Well, yesterday the tides did affect the wave shape and also the cleanliness along with the wind. So let's take a look at today's tides in Saquarema. We're coming off a low tide this morning early, right around 6 a.m. High tide, we gained about 2.5 feet of tide. It's 7:29 right now, local time. We're going to be gaining tide throughout the morning until about 1 o'clock.
Yeah, those situations always like double-edged sword, you know, Kaipo and Maida, because it brings more water to the sandbar. The waves they increase a little bit on volume, but the pauses between sets going to be way bigger.
Yeah. And I think that's also why, Marcos, that we started off this morning with an early call and an early start. So we wanted to get the surfers in the water, you know, as early as possible before this sandbank gets flooded with the tide. 9 minutes, 35 seconds. And last effort for Annette Gonzalez-Etxabarri. Just a fractional score. She's still chasing a 5.73. Tia Zebrowski. Here we go with Annette. Just up, out. That's going to be another fractional score. Just trying to stay busy, trying to find something later underneath Tia's priority.
Yeah, that's why that mistake that before with priority was kind of really hard for her, because we were in the half of the heat by that time, and now she's struggling without priority to find a pretty decent score of 5.73, which would be the best score of this heat. So.
Yeah. Take a look at our Challenger Series rankings. Grayed out are all of the surfers already out of competition, and that shows the potential for Annette Gonzalez-Etxabarri to climb that ladder up until get that seven spot cut line. But also illustrated in that graphic was the fact that we have two surfers still in competition, Sally Fitzgibbons and Yolanda Hopkins, both with a chance of championship tour qualification today. Looking at 11 through 20 on the live rankings, you can see Annette Gonzalez-Etxabarri, Ellie Harrison, and Arena Rodriguez, Marco, with potential to climb those rankings if they're successful getting out of the quarterfinals.
A pack of grinders. This is Annette trying another wave with a beautiful snap, searing snap. The other one a little more vertical. Third one with more spray. Nice 4-turn couple. The last cherry on top didn't count so much, but the damage was done with the first 3 turns.
That was a good wave, Maida, to score under priority. I don't know if that's the 5.73, but that was some quality surfing right there from Annette.
Yeah, for sure it was. She did a nice combo. Let's watch again on the replay. Like just a smooth turn right there to start things off, but then that one was more vertical, and the third one looked even greater than the second. So nice combo, good flow, but nothing less than a 4.77 changes her life, because she needs to increase that one at least to decrease the requirement that she needs.
Correct. So top 2 scores counting, that 4.77, the high mark. If she's able to increase her top line score, she's going to reduce the need that she has to take the lead off of Tia Zebrowski. Here comes some waves. We'll see if Zebrowski chooses to utilize her priority. Still waiting for last wave score for Annette Gonzalez-Etxabarri.
I love Annette's attempt, but the only thing I think I was lacking there was more like a back foot end of the turn, because she was super light foot, and we're gonna see girls and boys going all the power and release all the time, trying to be able to squeeze some turns, being light foot, you know. But I think it was lacking a little bit of more extra work on the back foot there.
Right now, Marcos, I agree with you. Right now with the conditions, I think what you have to be, you're gonna like this analogy, is like Bruce Lee, because you have to flow like water. You have to get good waves under priority as well. And Annette Gonzalez-Etxabarri needed a 5.73 under the priority of Tia Zebrowski. She just flowed like water to a 5.83. Zebrowski now has to fight back, finds herself in a trailing position, which is not a position that Tia's been in, Maida, very much. Look at the concern right now on her support squad. They haven't seen her actually, you know, trailing in the heat for quite a while. She's usually just dominant.
Yeah, she dominated all the heats that she's been here in Itaúna. I mean, now with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining and without priority, it will be interesting to see how she's going to deal with that here in Itaúna. But Annette did a pretty great job on that one. The judges really liked that combo.
Beautiful rhythm.
A brilliant job by Annette Gonzalez-Etxabarri, because remember that 5.83, which is the high mark in this heat, was ridden under priority as well. So she had a lot, I mean, look, Annette's ridden 11 waves, so she's haven't had to give herself a ton of chances. Right now, with the way the clock is, she now has ultimate heat control because she has very little time on the clock for Tia Zebrowski. Annette has the lead, Annette has priority, and you can see that Annette's going to keep her sights on Tia and keep it nice and tight, taking away any type of opportunity that might come through here right now. This could be a shocking result for our ratings leader, but this could be a brilliant display by the Basque surfer.
Yeah, and you know what, Kaipo? It's been like 10 hits since the last loss of Tia Zebrowski. So
here we go. It's Zebrowski. Just needs a 5, and that is going to cuff her. That's going to keep her from getting the 5. Coach Joan Deroux, support squad, looking out, look concerned, and they should be concerned. Under 4 minutes remaining, Marcos.
A little drama going on already, but it's going to be, you know, super nice to analyze how she's going to unfold this reaction right now, because she's so used to control the heats and being posing her rhythm, her flair, surfing, and now she's against the ropes, and I just can't wait to see how she's going to play the cards.
Now remember, Tia Zebrowski, the last time she lost the heat was in the finals at Huntington Beach.
yeah.
She's won every heat since stop number 3 in the finals so far this season. So that's a lot to live up to, and we'll see if the streak gets broken right here in quarterfinal number 1.
You know,
Maida.
Maida and Kaipo, and how about there's no sense of urgency because she's already qualifying with so in such short notice.
Well, it's time for our Nacho Kayak recap. Tia Zebrowski had the lead for most of the heat, Maida.
Yeah, she did, looking pretty great on that one, but this girl, she had different plans for this heat right now, and look, put a really good combo with flow, a little bit lack of power as you mentioned, Marcos, but the judges really liked her work and everything what she done on that one.
Checking the Apple Watch is Tia Zebrowski. She sees she has 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Check out the graphic right here. Busy heat as far as waves ridden. Low scoring heat as far as numbers. Tight heat as far as heat totals. 10.6 versus 10.5. But Zebrowski right now still is searching for basically a 5-point ride to turn this heat and make it to the semifinals. 2 minutes remaining. And Zebrowski's got to battle Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri, who is holding on to priority. So these surfers, Marco's just going to be zigzagging in these final Banco do Brasil 2 minutes.
There's Martin Potter and Brad Gerlach going on right there. Paddling battle, Maida.
She won't leave like any space to Tia because she knows what she's capable of. With priority, total control right now, Kaipo.
So what Tia needs to do is just go on this, force Annette to go. So Annette's going to let her go. She just needs a 5. Zebrowski, that was a dangerous move right there, but the wave gives up on Tia.
What a cold blood right now, Kaipo.
That was calculated. Here we go, inside. Annette goes, takes a right. There's nothing there. She used her block. She left a minute on the clock for Tia Zebrowski. Zebrowski with a minute on the clock. Coach Joan Deroux saying, go down the bank. Find the left. He thinks the score's on the left. That's what I think that sign was for him. And here comes a wave for Zebrowski. The question is, Marcos, do you like her positioning?
Yeah, she's so far from that break over there because normally there's 2 main breaks here and she's more towards the inside. But I think maybe she's gonna find a leftover that she can scrap some score there.
She needs a double up right here. Here we go. This is it. Rolls in, carves off the top. Needs more than that. Finishes it, throws the tail. Was that too aggressive? Yes, it was.
Wow.
Beautiful effort.
Well, she went down swinging, and the Basque squad is smiling for the first heat in the morning. And Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri with an upset already to start the day takes out the rankings leader. Annette with the applause from the Basque surfers and the support team. That's right, Annette. You are in the semifinals. Wow.
Wow. So maybe we can watch the siblings semifinals.
That's right. Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri on to the semifinals. Tia Zebrowski take an equal fifth out of Saquarema as well as CT qualification. But can we have an all Etxabarri semifinal? Well, we're going to find out because Annette's sister is in the next quarterfinal. Janire Gonzalez Etxabarri up against Mirai Ikeda. When we return, quarterfinal number 2 will be in the water.
The Banco do Brasil Saquarema Pro presented by Cero is brought to you by Banco do Brasil, official sponsor of the WSL in Brazil. By Cero, made with 100% natural ingredients. And by the city of Saquarema, official host of the Banco do Brasil Saquarema Pro presented by Cero.
The Basque surfer, Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri, back-to-back semifinals on the Challenger Series. Once again, makes her way to the semifinals, just defeated rankings leader Tia Zebrowski on the way to this semifinals appearance. Congratulations the whole way up in preparation for yet another heat for the Basque surfer. Well done. She's getting ready for her interview. Got a new heat in the water, along with Janire Gonzalez Etxabarri, sister of Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri, coming up against Mirai Ikeda from Japan, who has been devastating in competition here on her backhand. So it is a Japan versus Basque battle in quarterfinal number 2. Kai Buguero, Maida Pops, as well as Marcos Bukuyuva. We're going to start right here, Marcos, with Janire.
Swinging from the fences, Yanira. Beautiful goofy foot surfing there. Tagging the cutty, doing a snap at the little cupping foam there. Nice rhythm, a beautiful like 2-turn combo.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3-turn.
Yanire, the older sister of the Etxabarri sisters, has been not as, her season hasn't been as dynamic as Annette, but this is her first quarterfinals appearance. Looking to advance out of here so that we have a sibling rivalry in semifinal number 1 is what we would anticipate. Let's check out the younger sibling all the way into the semifinals, Annette's with Rachel.
That's right, Annette. Congratulations, just defeated the rankings leader. And tell us what clicked in your mind in the end of the heat.
I don't know. Before going to my heat, I knew that it was gonna be like a final because he never fails, and I don't know. I just wanted to surf and have fun and take everything that it came, and I did it. So I'm super happy for making it.
And it's so cool to watch you and your sister advancing, and probably you're gonna run together if she wins this heat. So what does it mean for you to be with her and maybe compete against her?
I don't know. I would prefer if it was a final, but at least if she makes it, someone is going to be in the final. So super happy for that. And yeah, I'm gonna support her. That now she's in the water. So yeah.
You want to send a message for your supporters?
Eskerrik asko ikustatikan, da guain, ba, aber semilla nien kontra iteten. Yuh!
Parabéns, congratulations. Thank you very much. Back to the booth.
All right, a happy Annette and Yanire is going to start off with a solid score, Maida, 5.5.
Yes, it was a good wave, and it's good to start things off pretty strong with a 5.5, and she's up and riding again.
Looking quick on the forehand, so quickly acknowledging the score, getting that from our on-site announcers, and wants to back it up, and just did that, Marcos.
I'm enjoying here, man, because I think, from my point of view, she's being super specific, super crispy surfing because of her level of surfing, because of the right choice with the tools, you know, because she's flying with this carbon wrap surfboard. And you know, guys, surfing in Europe is boiling because there's French scene, there's a Basque scene, the Portuguese and Yolanda and Teresa and Frederico bouncing back, and there's Matias Canhoto and Jaiminho Vezelka, a lot of youngsters from Portugal. I want to see like UK rising. I want to see Germany with Leon Glazer.
Yeah, it looked great, that combo Kaipo. Probably she will back it up, the score that she already has, like 5.5.
She just smashed it. Yeah, 5-point ride to back up the 5.5. Here she is again. She can't get enough of this little run in left. Another big snap. And that's not going to factor into her heat total, but she's already put pressure on Mirai Ikeda, our Japanese competitor. Mirai is in what we call a soft combo. Well, just because she hasn't ridden anything.
Oh, yeah, let's try to figure out how she's going to respond.
But she can't turn the heat in one wave.
Oh, yeah. And talking about double digits just right out the gate, man. Nice rhythm from the Basque girl.
We'll see how that plays on the, you know, the psyche, on the psychology of Mirai Ikeda. Youngster, just 17 years old. This is her best appearance so far in a Challenger Series. First year on the Challenger Series for Mirai Ikeda. First quarterfinal finish for Mirai Ikeda. So this is new, kind of uncharted waters for our Japanese competitor, Maida.
Yeah, but what I think, Kaipo, is that she is really confident because she has been surfing so well here in Itaúna, and she won hits with, she won a hit with Francisca Veselko, who has been dominant on the Challenger Series, and she surfed really smart hit and throwing beautiful turns. So I really think she has like a cold blood. She can stay calm and do what she needs. We still have plenty of time, like more than 26 minutes. But Yanire, she's keeping busy.
Yanire, under priority, finds this one. If she gets she does not get the finish. I was going to say, if she gets the finish, she is likely to build on her heat total, but I think it's going to remain at 10.5. But when we talk about Mirai Ikeda, one thing that I can tell you is she has an incredible backhand surfing that she's shown us, Maida.
Yeah.
Her backhand surfing has been so well paced and so dynamic, the top to bottom on the backhand for the Japanese surfer, but she has yet to have her opportunity. Here's the last ride for the Basque surfer. Right?
Beautiful snap to open up the, you know, and now finding the rhythm to, you know, sting one more section. Couldn't pull extra points there with the third turn.
And also, Kaipo, talking about Mirai, she was surfing pretty well on her backhand, and also the wave selection, it was on point the last day that we watched her competing. So she's being a little more patient right there, trying to figure out this lineup, which is totally different today. But let's see if she can select waves properly like she did before.
Just a teenager, 17 years old. Ikeda showing, and it's actually going to be a test for her right now, Marcos, in that we'll see her maturity on handling the pressure, because there's certainly pressure right now that is starting to build. Just been sitting out there for a long time. Turning around here, wave selection. Let's see how it fares for our Japanese competitor. Hooks off the top. That's been a dependable move for her. Snaps it, has to force her will on the finish right there. I like what I just saw, Marcos.
Oh, totally agree, man. Nice rhythm. Big, deep bottom turn. She started the wave like fading back almost. She seems like she's gonna go, back door to the right, and then she drive herself in a big standing bottom turn, and then click a beautiful snap, a second turn. Let's watch. Beautiful bottom turn, squeeze a beautiful snap on top. She was able to, sting one more time there. Methodical, Kaipo.
It's really the foundation of good backhand surfing, is to be able to sit on that bottom turn, and Marcos, you mentioned it before, and gain leverage on that bottom turn so that you can place the top turn wherever you want it. It all starts on the bottom turn, especially on your heels on a backhand turn. Done no better than, in my book, one of the kings of backhand surfing, Mr. Mark Akalupo. Because you talk about like sitting on a bottom turn and projecting off a bottom turn and picking it. He's still doing it today.
The Raging Bull.
The Raging Bull.
He was called the Raging Bull because of those bottom turns, those heavy hacks that Aki does. Till today, man. I used to hang out and watch Aki competing when I was a kid in the mirror to see Aki regular, to feed myself with that raw power, man.
Well, Mirai, Maeda, look at her score. She was patient, but she came up with the largest number so far in this heat.
Yeah, just coming with the same strategy that she won all the heats that she came through on this one. And yeah, that's what you guys were talking about. Like, beautiful bottom turn, and those turns really paid off, as she did in the round of 32. Kaipo, she had a 8-point ride and a 7.17 ride.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So-
well, here we go. There's the 8-point ride, top of the scale for the highest wave scores for the women, 7.17 from Mirai Ikeda. Makes it into this number 4 spot. But look at these two surfers. Yanire in the number 2 spot and the number 3 spot. So the top 4 wave scores in this competition are in the water with these two competitors right now, Marcos.
If this is not a high-level heat, I don't know what kind of heat it is. Amazing. The girls are stacking numbers.
Stacking numbers. And, there's been a lot of talk right now about this, forecasting this sister semifinal with Annette Gonzalez-Etxabarri and Yanira Gonzalez-Etxabarri. But you know what Mirai Ikeda is saying, Maeda? She says, "Ie." That means no in Japanese.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We thought the other simply had a big wall to overcome, and now the Japanese girls at the big wall there. The best, entourage support.
Gambate. Oh man, there's go. Mirai Ichiban, number 1. They were saying the same thing for KJ. Keijiro Nishi, we're going to see him on the men's side of the quarterfinals. I like this breakthrough event for the Japanese surfers.
Man, Keijiro's
I'm here
hippie.
for it. I'm here for it.
I'm rooting.
Yanire. Oh, nice carve by the bass surfer on the answer back here. Big snap there. She's going to retake the lead with this effort here. The wave's not even done yet, but she's certainly going to get the requirement she needs to take the lead back. I mean, I'm sorry, not take the lead back, but to increase her lead over Mirai Ikeda. That's better than a 5-point ride in my book. What do you think, Maeda?
I think so, Kaipo. Beautiful turn to opening things up, and then that one looked great. And the third one, yeah, with a lot of spray on that one. Timing the backwash in the end of the wave pretty well. Look from above, Marcos.
Oh, crispy surfing for such a weak type of wave. She's being light foot, super fast, connecting, rail to rail on turns. Beautiful crispy surfing from the Basque girl.
Yeah, so expecting right now Mirai Ikeda needs a 3.67 to take the lead. That requirement should be growing. By how much? It depends on the score that comes through for last of Yanire Gonzalez Etxabarri. I think it was a well put together wave. It was paced, there were multiple maneuvers, and there was some wave quality, Maida, that we really haven't seen a ton of so far this morning.
Yeah, she found a really good one right there, a lot of wall, and came all the way through the inside. The combo was nice, the flow. Let's see if the judges like.
Yeah, they liked it with a 5.23 for Yanire Gonzalez Etxabarri. So that increases the need for Mirai Ikeda to basically a 4-point ride, a 3.9 for Mirai Ikeda. But Mirai has shown mental fortitude. She's just been patient, sitting out the back, holding priority. Meanwhile, on the beach, Sally Fitzgibbons, she's got her leg bands on. She's chasing the ball. She's warming up. The veteran, again, wins this event. She's back on tour yet again. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back with the conclusion of quarterfinal number 2. Can Mirai Ikeda come back over Yanire Gonzalez Etxabarri? We'll find out when we get back.
That's right, seven blues, we can have a team to the situation. We can get to the second right of the blue. I think that is very
Back in Saquarema, and time for us to check the Vivo surf conditions. 3 to 4 foot of swell. Tide 1.2 foot currently and rising for another few hours. Water temperature a brisk 63 degrees Fahrenheit, and wind from the northeast at a light 6 miles per hour. Quarterfinal number 2 out in the water with Yanire Gonzalez Etxabarri up against Mirai Ikeda for a spot in the semifinals at stake. Yanire up, out, just seeking under the priority of Ikeda. Ikeda in the red jersey, you can see her there with priority, looking for a 3.9. You can see the needs column. Not much of a score needed by the Japanese surfer to turn the heat. Maida Pops, Marcos Bukuyuva. Marcos, your thoughts on Mirai Ikeda so far in this heat and how she's constructed it?
Man, I love to watch those, contrast type of heats unfolding because there's different plans. She's being like super patient, waiting for the sets, and the other girl is super active, super light foot and crispy surfing, and the other one with all the fundamentals, more into the raw power part of surfing. Amazing to watch those things unfold and to be the privilege to be calling these heats alongside with you and Maida. Man, hashtag love my job.
Yeah, and I mean that Yaniri is just without priority right now, so it will be great if she could change her score line, because Mirai, it's been more patient and on point on her wave selection. We saw in the previous heat her sister Annette getting the best score of the heat under priority, so probably Yanidi is kind of inspired by that because the requirement is not that high, so a 3.9, it would be better to change the 5.23 to be in a safer position.
Yeah, correct. And Marcos talked a little bit about it, is the contrast in approaches in this heat. 7 waves ridden so far by Yanire, and only 1 wave ridden by Mirai. The 1 wave ridden by Mirai, highest wave of this matchup though, with that 6.83. There's an illustration of our of all the waves ridden. Just take it. Oh, clock is down to 14 minutes, 45 seconds. As a little earlier than predicted, it is 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. local time here, and the winds looks like it's clocking around just a little bit. Let's see how that affects this wave. Second wave here for Ikeda.
Beautiful, crispy surfing in the first turn.
That was a mistake. So Mirai Ikeda forced that final turn, needed just the 3.9. I don't think she's going to get the 3.9 now. Take a look. What went wrong here, Maida?
Yeah, it was a beautiful setup turn, but then I think she pushed too hard the tail and kind of lost a little bit of traction right there. Or maybe just slapped. I mean, this is the problem when you are patient, like when you wait for so long. Now with 13 minutes and 40 seconds, you still have plenty of time, but just 2 waves ridden.
Teresa Bonvolo and Yolanda Hopkins having a conversation. Yolanda's going to be in quarterfinal number 4 with a chance to qualify for the championship tour if she's able to win that quarterfinal number 4 and move on to the semifinals.
As a Portuguese former resident, I should say the nicknames from both of those girls is Terezinha and Yo-Yo.
Terezinha?
Yeah, little Teresa.
I got a nickname here in Brazil, Marcos.
Caipinho.
That's right. Here we go, second try for Mirai. And she's really going to have to grind that one through, and that is still not going to be the 3.9, so not a big number required by the Japanese competitor. Concern on the beach, a time check on the WSL app for Mirai's supporter, and it's a 2.23, so still coming up short. You would think a 4-point ride isn't that hard to come by, but it's all in the context of the situation, I feel. To walk a tightrope, 1 foot off of the ground, probably pretty easy.
Yeah.
Probably can do it. You take that same tightrope, it's the same tightrope, Marcos, and you take that tightrope and you put it 20 feet off of the ground, all of a sudden your heart's beating, your palms are sweaty, you're feeling the pressure. It's the same tightrope, but in the context of the situation, it increases the pressure. And I feel that's what's happening right now with Mirai Ikeda. It's just the 4-point ride she needs, but still coming up short a couple times.
And talking about gear choices, you know, because the board functions super well, but she's figuring out just to go with the proper sets waves, and now she's needing like to surf underneath the priority from the Basque girl. So if she have like a carbon wrap surfboard, maybe she's gonna fly in the inside session. She could be able to score better with smaller waves. But it just, you know, I'm just talking, it's way better and easier to set than done.
Signals here, Maida, from the beach.
Yeah, I mean, but she just got a 6.83, so she's surfing pretty well. It's just a matter of, like, as Kaipo said, like dealing with this pressure now, because she waited for a little bit long, and now she's under priority. She has to find a good opportunity right there.
Interesting. I guess we're gonna keep priority with Yanire.
Yeah, I think Mirai was trying to send her on that one.
Well, she sent her on this one. Here we go. Gonzalez Etxabarri. What? Wow. Well, that would have been incredible if she was able to pull that fin throw. So now, that's not going to change the situation in the water. Mirai Ikeda, Ikeda-chan, has got a chance to turn this heat hopefully this relieves some of the pressure on the Japanese competitor. Again, needs a 4-point ride. And we'll have priority in ample time.
Well,
nice fin throw, but incomplete.
Was crucial for her to complete this way because she's trying to, you know, put some locker on the gate against the Japanese girl.
Yeah, now back with priority. Let's see if Mirai is going to be patient again or if she's going to try to roll the dice and keep a little bit more busy.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to finals day and the quarterfinals. We're in the women's quarterfinals right now. Up next, the men's quarterfinals, where we have some dynamic matchups. All Brazilian. Quarterfinal number 1, Sami Pupo, former winner out here, up against an exciting surfer on the rise, Kawa Costa. What do you think about quarterfinal number 2, Maida?
Yeah, David Silva against Jordan Lawler. We saw David like surfing pretty well. He's a runner-up here in Itaúna, knows how to deal with this backwash better than anyone, and very nice quarterfinals to watch.
What about quarterfinal number 4, Marcos? Eli Hanneman. He had a big score yesterday.
Oh my God!
8.5 and against Keijiro Nishi, another Japanese surfer.
Man, that one's gonna be the X factor quarterfinals. Those guys are flying with the heavy hacks and turns. How about the disco frisco? You know, tail slide reverse yesterday for Eli. The combo that he provided, blowing the tail 3 times and then, you know, adding up a few extra turns in that wave. Amazing performance from, you know, yesterday. Eli, in my book, he was the standout yesterday.
Eli with the 8.5 yesterday in the round of 16 certainly was a standout when he overcame Caius King in that matchup. Keijiro Nishi yesterday ended up the day against Liam O'Brien. Keijiro Nishi, who's won every single one of his heats, even the 4-man heats, onto the quarterfinals. A highlight for the Japanese surfer's career. He's made a quarterfinal before, and I think that was last year. Keijiro did in Bolito, but Keijiro with a lot of opportunity up in front of him. But we got to get through these women's quarterfinals first, and we got to get through these last 8 minutes of this heat with Mirai Ikeda. Maida, you talked about a little bit about the patience that it takes. Like, what? The unique thing about surfing is that we have the game stops for a little bit, right? Like most games think about football here in Brazil. The game is going all the time, keeps on going. Surfing, sometimes the game just stops, and then you got to restart the game, which is one of the unique aspects of this sport.
Yeah, true, Kaipo. So imagine how this is a pressure cooker. Whenever you are with priority, you are in the second position. You need to overcome your opponent, and the ocean simply just goes flat. And yeah, it's hard. A lot of pressure because she's not being picky. Just the waves just kind of fade.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like playing ball in the streets, Marcos, and the cars come driving by. You gotta stop the whole, you gotta stop the whole game. You're kind of on a roll for a little bit, but like there's a line of cars coming through. Everyone's gotta pick up their ball and head to the sidewalk.
Oh, street skater gotta deal with like everything that comes along with the ecosystem of the streets. You know, cops and stuff, and then surfers gotta deal with the patience, the ocean, the nature. That's why you can use those cliches like wave magnets, being in tune with the ocean and stuff, because it's a patient game. You attack, but sometimes you just defend yourself, and you have to have a strategy, plan A all the way to the Z. You gotta be able to adapt and improvise.
Mirai Ikeda taking a look here, holding priority. Wind puffed up for a bit in this quarterfinal. Now it's laid back down, glassy conditions. Swell rising, tide rising, swell hanging in there. Should I see another set, Maida, before the end of this quarter?
Yeah, we hope so. But that's why they succeed whoever like deal with this pressure and who minimize the errors, you know, because she had priority before and she took those waves. Unfortunately, she couldn't pull the turns that she was hoping for. And now she got to find another good opportunity again.
Well, I think it's time for us to recap this heat with a Natra Kayak recap on what's gone on in quarterfinal number 2. Start off with the goofy foot, Marcos on the Basque Country.
Fast, crispy surfing from the Basque girl. The body's function super good, super responsive. Beautiful, tail slide there. Beautiful rhythm.
And she locked it up here, consistently putting down mid-range scores.
Yeah, 5.23 for her on that one. Here is Mirai answering back with a 6.83. Vert attempt right there. Beautiful surfing on her backhand.
Top to bottom surfing from the Basque girl. Beautiful snap on top. Light foot girl. Tons of speed for in this weak part of the wave. Trying to squeeze a few more turns. Beautiful rhythm, beautiful flow.
And that is the highlights of what happened so far, our heat recap. Looking above at the positioning of Mirai Ikeda in the red jersey with priority blue jersey with Yanire Gonzalez Etxabarri. Etxabarri's younger sister already in the semifinal number 1, Annette. On the beach. We want some sibling rivalry right here. There you go.
Yeah, cheering for her sister.
Adua Matrian on the back, just smiling.
And if she can make this heat, Yaniri, they're gonna match each other on semifinals. So for sure, we're gonna see an Etxabarri on finals.
Yeah, if that semifinal does play out with the two sisters, you guarantee one Basque surfer in the final. 3 minutes and 25 seconds. The patient Japanese surfer Mirai Ikeda holding on to priority and just hoping for a wave to come through and give her an opportunity at least to answer back. She's only ridden 3 waves in this entire 32 minutes in the water.
You know what, Kaipo and Maeda? You know who is singing on my head right now?
Who?
Axl Rose with a little patience. Yeah. I will walk in the streets. Keep going, Kaipo.
Yaniri.
Wow.
Wow.
Under priority and just may have made the requirement a little bit more difficult for the Japanese surfer. Looking to replace a 5.23 Yanire. That was a well put together 2-snap combo for the Basque surfer, Marcos. On the hunt here. Looking back, wow. Talk about nerves of steel.
Wow.
Mirai Ikeda took a look at that one and did not relinquish priority.
Let's see if you're going to watch some really dramatic, things unfolding here.
Replay. Marcos, you think she improved on her scoreline with this?
There was an extra leverage the first turn. I like how she tags the second one also. Look, beautiful rhythm. Be able to squeeze that one. Nice thing in the end.
Yeah, I think so, Kaipo. Look there.
6-point ride.
Oh, yeah.
Adds more pressure to the Japanese surfer. So, under priority, Yanire is able to find a just gem digging through what's a lot of questionable waves, but 9 waves ridden for Yanire. 6-point ride, pretty solid amongst the 5 judges throughout the high and the low. Easy math for that 6-point ride. 90 seconds remaining for Mirai Ikeda, needing a 4.67. Japanese surfer with priority as we hit the Banco do Brasil 2-minute warning, Maeda.
Yeah, just 1 minute and 15 seconds left. She has the best score of the heat so far, but looking for to back it up. And she's up and riding.
Oh no, needs more from this wave. Needs something on the end here. Taps it on the backhand. Nice little carve there, a couple of turns. Doesn't need a giant score, 4.67. Woo-hoo.
You know what she provide? A big question mark in the end.
That is.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I do not know either. Usually I'm pretty good at this. Just needs a mid-range score, but I just feel like there was no connectivity there. Does not get it, 3.67. And this is going to be a closeout. It's going to be, yeah, well, let's take another look at it, Maida.
Yeah, it was, look, just the wave kind of closes out right there. And that one looked great, but I think she was just a little bit lacking of power, just trying to finish, stay on her feet. Yeah, and it wasn't enough.
Well, it's going to be an all Gonzalez Etxabarri semifinal number 1. The two sisters taking the first 2 heat wins of the day. Big day for Basque surfing in competition. There's a support squad on the beach. They got to be proud of their effort. Sister giving her a whistle. It'll be sibling rivalry in semifinal number 1 for the women's, and we guarantee one of the sisters in the final. That's how we started off the day, with a little bit of a drama and a little bit of national pride for the Basque country. Nice sportsmanship there.
European surfing is boiling, guys.
Well, great showing from the European surfers in the first 2 heats of the day. Yanire, Gonzalez, Etxabarri on to the semifinals with her sister. Action continues after this.
A huge day for the Basque Country already in the first 2 heats of the morning. The sisters, Yanire and Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri, into the semifinals here in Saquarema. And it's the older sister, Yanire, advancing over Mirai Ikeda in the last heat. The Basque team right there, Adura Matriain, Yago Dominguez, Julen Laza, and Keoni Laza, celebrating the sisters out there this morning with a huge participation already, and it seems like European surfing on the rise once again worldwide. Mitchell Salazar here with the WSL Charger, Pedro Brasil, local boy to this area right here in Rio. Good morning, Pedro, and thank you for joining us once again. We have the women's quarters up and riding right now, and of course, really fun waves out there once again in Sacktown.
Morning, Mitch. Morning to everyone watching back home. Pretty exciting day. One more day of action here. Saquarema providing throughout the whole week. And one more good day with waves. Today a bit smaller though, but yeah, it's still super fun.
And you run the social media aspect of the WSL right here in Brazil too. What's it been like being on the ground so far, especially with a couple of exciting days of action? A lot of new names doing well at this event.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I would say probably the huge standout to me is being the Japanese crew, like I said yesterday. I think they're all surfing really good. We just saw that Mirai unfortunately went down in the last heat. But yeah, it's been cool to watch KJ and everyone surfing really good. And I mean, with some qualifications that might come throughout the day today, it's a pretty special one, that's for sure.
Arena Rodriguez, Sally Fitzgibbons are two members of Heat 3 in the women's quarterfinals. Pretty self-explanatory how good of a career Sally Fitzgibbons has had. She's been runner-up to the world title on the World Championship Tour before, a World Pro Junior champion, ISA gold medalist multiple times, an Olympian. She's done it all except win the world title on the CT. But outside of that, last year's Challenger Series champion, Pedro, and she is, well, an event win away from qualifying once again right here in Sacktown.
Yeah, when you think about a veteran surfer, we think about Sally because she's been there forever, since 2009. 34 years old now, so much experience, like you said, Olympian surfing, all alone. She's known like everywhere, but especially Australia, you know, after the Olympics, she got so famous there. And actually, I was talking to her the other day, and she actually has a number of Brad Pitt. When you have a number of a person like that, you gotta be famous, come on.
Arena Rodriguez at Lima, Peru. First quarterfinal appearance this season, so this is already her best result so far on the CS this year, working with Matt Myers now, and she has done very well in the past right here. She knocked out Gabby Bryan at the CT level earlier this season at this location. That was in the elimination round, and she is looking to get her first victory at the CS level. Yanira Gonzalez Etxabarri, she's going to be in the semifinals with her sister Rachel. She must be excited.
Of course, she must be very excited, Janiri. Congratulations. That was a very interesting hit because you and Mirai, you both had been collecting the highest scores of the event so far, but completely different strategies. So how are you preparing for this hit?
I was a bit nervous because when she made the 6-8, I knew that she only was needing almost 4. So I was always nervous and trying to better my second score. And then she take a wave and she didn't make it, so I had the priority. I take out a wave for her, and then she let me a wave, my 6, and then she told me, "Oh, I let you pass," and I was like, "Yeah, you let me pass, you let me the 6." So yeah, super happy and super happy it worked out, and yeah.
And now the semifinal is defined. You're gonna run against your sister. How is your mom gonna be?
I don't know. I think she's super happy and super just, you know, like glad to be here and to be here with us, supporting us. And I think she's just enjoying Brazil, and yeah, she's happy because one of us is gonna be in the final. So that's enough for her.
Quick answer: who's gonna win?
I don't care. I don't care because if I win, I'm in the final, and if she wins, she's in the final. So the best will win.
You want to send a message to your supporters?
Bueno, eskerrik asko danai, semifinaletan gaude anetekin batea, eta aber zer gertatzean, eskerrik asko.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Good luck.
Obrigado, Rachel, and big congratulations to Yanira. She's moving through into the semis. Arena up and riding right now. The Peruvian out of Lima. Going to be her first wave ridden. Fitzgibbons did get a 2-point ride. And a quick one right there for Sally. Good answer, and really the right answer right there from that question, Pedro. It doesn't matter. Our mom's going to be stoked regardless of the result. I don't care if I win, if she wins. And that is a true sister right there, somebody that just wants to support her sibling.
For sure, and how good it is to have your family here around, especially someone like your mom. As we see the replay of Sally, unfortunately she went down there. And Arena also caught a wave, but the wave was pretty much, I mean, only one great section. Then went fast for a bit, trying to find the power source. And then, yeah, wave was just too small in that part, but she tried to do the best. And I mean, what a year for Arena she's been having. Already started off with a third place finish in the World Juniors. You're there, right, Mitch? And yeah, surfing so good, now doing good in the Challenger. She's been doing good on the QS2 for a while now, 3 QS wins so far for her. So yeah, I think this season has been a turning season for her. So pretty excited to see what Arena can do throughout the year now.
Well, it's been the best year of her life.
For sure.
You know, she's represented Peru very well. South America is a difficult region, as we all know, to compete the regional QS. But as you said, multiple victories throughout her career, throughout the qualifying series. This year, though, the third place finish to me set the standard of what she's capable of over there at the World Pro Juniors. Only 20 years of age, Pedro. She opens up with a 3.5 and momentarily has a lead right here.
Yeah, and I mean, being on the QS, like watching all the heats, it feels that she's been there for a while now, even though she's only 20 years old. So, yeah, she has already shown a lot of experience, of course, work with Myers here, and having a coach on her back. She did well, too, in the beginning of the year in Newcastle. So, for sure, best year of her life, and couldn't be better for Peru. Vamos, Peru, arriba.
You're getting better at everything. You're a true South American legend now.
Try some Spanish, too, let's see.
Meanwhile, Sally Fitzgibbons with priority has a 2 and just a throwaway at the moment. 34 years of age at a Garoa, New South Wales. Is it me or is Sally, regardless if she's paddling, she's surfing, just enjoying, like she's always smiling?
I mean, I was just talking about that before her heat. It's impossible to be sad right next to her. She's probably the happiest person on earth, I would say. She's always smiling, so good, great vibes, great energy. Her dad is also here. So yeah, she's been doing this for a while now, and she's still motivated to do it better. So this is pretty cool to watch.
And she already has a finals appearance this season. That was over at Newcastle. Eventually lost to the winner, Kika Veselko. But still a great result. This is her third time making the quarters this year at this level. And once again, despite, the last few years being a bit rocky, maybe ups and downs, not getting the best of results, and dropping down to the challenger once again, everybody knows she's 1-2 results away on the CT from winning once again. And in the end, the thing about the Championship Tour, especially nowadays, there's a lot of people that have gone through the Challenger Series already, qualified, and maintained their spot there. I think it's a testament, Pedro, to how good the youth is right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I really appreciate the way that Sally surfs, because I think that she brings progressive to the game, and it's pretty cool to see she does airs all the time. She does really good turns. She's always going for broke. So I just think she's a game changer for the surfing sport too, because she's always trying to do something new, always trying to improve, always trying to get better. And we never know what she's going to do on a wave. I remember this year during the US Open, you're also there. She did a really cool air during one heat, and she's always doing like laybacks, airs, blow tails. So it's just that kind of surfer that's really good for the sport itself.
And a great athlete too. She's always on the road, tends to be very active when it comes to actually training on the road too. Something that a lot of people can take into consideration too, right? Because, for us, you go to work, you want to go to sleep immediately, and it's easy to get lazy per se, right? You don't want to work out every day after a long day of work. And for Sally, she goes, does her job, and then still makes sure that she puts in the hours afterwards.
Yeah, she's super fit, always like super well-rounded, always ready to surf. And yeah, and I just feel that her vibe is something that describes her really well.
And it seems like Rodriguez here, she was trying to sell Sally on a wave to use her priority, and Arena eventually decided to commit to the paddle. Didn't end up getting to her feet, but it's not going to matter. She is still in first, and that's not going to be considered a ride for her. So no harm, no foul. 22 minutes and 20 seconds. And Peru, a great country in terms of waves. You have Lima, where she's from, in the city. There's plenty of waves right there. Just to the south in Punta Hermosa, which is, 40 minutes outside of the city. A ton of waves. And, of course, you go to the northern part, where both Luca Mesinas and Sol Aguirre are from. A lot of high-quality waves within that region. I don't know if you've been to Chile before. I got to recommend you going to Peru as well. That's a great place with amazing waves and great food, too.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I heard so many great things about that country. And you've got the longest wave on earth, Chicama. You've got Pacasmayo. You've got Mancora. You've got, all kinds of waves. And the only thing that I'm not a big fan of is cold water, but I'm getting used to it.
You went to Chile.
I know, but yeah, I had to be in
Chile's
trunks.
colder than Peru.
No, it's so cold. Yeah, actually right. But I had to be in trunks,
I understand. What's been your favorite stop so far this year, by the way? You've been on tour to multiple different locations.
Yeah, I felt that the closest one was probably J-Bay. Yeah, the wave is really good, and actually the water is cold too, so it doesn't make any sense. But like
You're contradicting yourself every time you speak.
I know, but yeah, J-Bay is super cool, and yeah, I also got scared a bit of the sharks, but yeah, we are not used to this kind of stuff here in Brazil, you know, like you have a lot of sharks, and like usually the water is pretty warm. Of course, it can get cold. We see that this week has been really cold, but yeah, I just like the sun weather and like the vibe of a warm water. That's what I really like. But yeah, actually a big fan of good waves, so it doesn't really matter.
We got a potential good wave right here. Fitzgibbons, she's up. And good pressure by Arena to force her to go on this wave right here with priority. Somehow Fitzgibbons able to convert on a really lackluster type of wave right there, though. One good turn going left, and then a nice re-entry going right. So out of the 4 events so far, she has never finished below a 13th place ending for her. A 3rd place over there in Ballito, as you said, South Africa, a great country of waves. 2nd in Newcastle, and coming off of a 9th in Etxabarri, and at least a 5th guaranteed right here for Sally.
Yeah, really great result for her, and she's climbing up the rankings right now. She'll probably be back. I mean, she's such a warrior. She never gives up, and yeah, as we can see, even when she's paddling, like we can see how passionate she is about what she does. So it's pretty amazing to watch.
Well, the thing about her, I feel, she doesn't take anything for granted, even if she has accomplished so much so far. And that's a good perspective to have. I think it's something that a lot of the younger generations can probably pick up on too, as we look at the Banco do Brasil replay right here, Pedro, looking for a 151, she's gonna get that.
Yeah, one major turn. I mean, when it's small like that, you gotta find this oncoming section. She just did it, so pretty cool move from her. And let's see how the score is gonna come, but for sure, I mean, she's gonna get the score and go to the lead.
Well, momentarily at the very least, because there aren't some huge numbers out there at the moment on the board. Rodriguez still with the best of the heat, 3.5, although we're still waiting on the last of Sally Fitzgibbons. Rodriguez, 20 years old, out of Lima, the capital of Peru. Fighting for Sharp Eye Surfboards. Yufu Penrose, the team manager, has been here all week long. And she has worked with plenty of great coaches in the past. Luis Escudero was her coach at this event during the Championship Tour stop. Working with Matt Myers at the moment right here on the Challenger Series. And here goes Sally. This wave under priority with good positioning too. Still waiting on her previous ride. But if the previous one does put her in the lead, which it does, it's a 3.67. Now she only needs to improve on a 2. And it also seems like she's doing that here.
Yeah, she just did it. The first time was really good. And talk about flow. I really like when there's a foam like that and the surfer can get right on top without doing that much effort, you know. It just shows how good her board is. It's just climbing so fast and going so fast. So, yeah, she's just trying to be active. We know that it's kind of slow today, so it's just good to get some scores on the board.
Just under 18 minutes on the clock. Fitzgibbons taking the lead. Let's go downstairs to Manu. Where are you, Manu?
Guys, I'm paying attention at this heat. That is amazing. I'm at the VIP area right now. And finals day, I'm just going to stop for 1 minute to have a healthy drink. This is probiotica. Look, they have the Spearway and Carol, my friend here. Look what she just did. Doesn't this look delicious? It's strawberry yogurt, that's the flavor, and they mix it with orange juice and passion fruit juice. So refreshing, perfect for this warm day in Saquarema where the emotions are bubbling. So thank you very much, Carol. Let me try it. Let's see. Guys, you have to try this.
Whoa.
It's healthy, it's delicious, it's fresh, it's everything.
Why don't you bring us to?
I'll just go there. I'll be there in like 5 minutes. Wait for me.
All right. We'll be waiting around. It does seem delicious, though, Pedro. Probiotica.
Yeah, the right way to kick off your day.
Oh,
some energy.
Whey protein. We've been working out. Muscle Beach Gym down here on the beach, too. I know you've been lifting the weights. You got to get your whey protein in every now and then as well.
Yeah.
So big thank you to Probiotica. Bring some nutritious value for all the athletes down here at Stop 5. Banco do Brasil Saquarema Pro presented by Cero. The previous two of Fitzgibbons, 5-1-7, 3-6-7. So into first now, that means Rodriguez in the red needing a 5.34 or better. And she does have priority. We've seen her not only be extremely patient at times, but very good when she does have priority too. And that's really something that's always stood out from Peruvian surfers in the past. Great surfers, maybe better competitors.
Yeah, you're right, Mitch, and especially this event, she just had a really cool buzzer beater earlier on this round of 16 heat, and she's been surfing really good. We all know that she has had some really great results here in Saquarema. She's got already second here on, the biggest stage in the QS, 5,000 at that time. So, yeah, the kind of surfer that comes here so many times. We got so many competitions here in Saquarema, the place that we call the Maracanã of surfing. So, yeah, she uses it to that wave, that's for sure.
Well, at the moment, 15:20 on the clock. Quarterfinal number 3 out there in the water. At the moment, quarter 4 coming up. Yolanda Hopkins taking on Ellie Harrison when we return to Saquarema at stop number 5. Back in beautiful Saquarema, Brazil, Yolanda Hopkins getting her Apple Watch, checking in for quarterfinal number 4. And if she does win the last quarterfinal, she is qualified for the World Championship Tour for the very first time. And speaking of the very first time, downstairs, Manu.
Hello guys, I'm here at the Red Bull Athlete Zone and all the coaches are here, including Yo-Yo's coach, John. Nice to meet you, John. How are you? How is your heart right now? Okay. Excited, nervous, calm?
At the moment it's good, calm, just like trying to focus, trying to see where we're going to sit and what waves we're going to try and catch in the heat. The stress really only starts like when she's in the water, because I try and absorb everything now, and so she doesn't have to feel it, and then she goes out there and her head's calm, and I'm having a heart attack while the heat's going on, but just hoping she gets on the good waves and stuff. It's like normally we're pretty chill about it all, but it is a high pressure moment. You know, everyone likes to say, "Oh, I'm not thinking about that," but you can't not think about it. It's everywhere on social media and everything. Everyone asks you every day. You know, you're just lying if you're saying it's not going past your head, because you can't block it out. It's just too many people saying it. And yeah, we're trying to make it like it's just another heat, but at the end of the day, we understand the consequences, and this heat can mean everything. An early lock-in just takes the stress off all the other comps, and can go to pipe like really relaxed and just try and have some fun, because pipe is probably her favorite wave in the world. She's kind of split between pipe and tuba. They're her 2 favorite spots, so really love to go there, just relaxed. It'd be great.
And your relation is really nice. I mean, you've worked together for a long time, 10 years, is that right?
Yeah, near enough 10 years. She came to a few summer camps at my surf camp about 10 years ago, but then about 7 years ago she came to train like full time. She actually rents an apartment off us because we've got a complex, and she's pretty much been part of the family for like 7 years. And she mixes in with all the other groups I train and stuff, and yeah, we've been like, especially since the Olympics, and she could afford it better. We've just been able to one-on-one coach all the time rather than groups, and kind of works out good. So yeah, I'm like we've been through some tough times together, and I'm kind of like a substitute father as well. So it's a pretty close relation, yeah.
Yeah, and tough parts, they're part of it. And we know Yo-Yo, she's an athlete to be on the championship tour. How do you work that on her mind?
We just started straight away. Maybe it's a mistake, but we started straight away. I trained her so that she could tube ride and stuff. She was riding tubes like the girls are getting famous for now 10 years ago, but we didn't have the publicity and the fame or the big sponsors lobbying. We didn't get a sponsor till she went to the Olympics. But I prepped her for the tour from a long time ago. It kind of made the road a bit longer. Trying to grind through the QS and challenges was more difficult because of that, maybe. But she's 100% ready for the tour. She'll do probably more damage on tour than she can do here. So I'm just really excited for her to get there and be able to show some proper stuff, when we can.
Great. Well, congratulations for having such a perspective. And you were a visionary, so good luck. Be calm, breathe a lot, and that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Manu, and do agree with that statement personally, Pedro. I do think that the quality of the waves on the Championship Tour certainly are better than here on the Challenger Series, although there's a reason why it is called the Challenger Series. You got to be able to grind through this first, eventually to make it to the Dream Tour. Banco do Brasil replay, Arena Rodriguez during the interview, 4.5 on this one, her best.
Yeah, surfed so good. I really like that finishing turn too. It was kind of small, nothing that critical, but it's good to get on the board, especially when you see someone like Sadie, which just got a 6.17 in that wave and pretty big turn. Yeah, it was just a steeper section, so it's easier to do a big turn when the wave provides you that chance.
So far throughout, your employment here at the league, how have you been able to differentiate the scoring, especially here at the Challenger Series level, because it really does seem like they appreciate at a beach track like this the quality moments and not the quantity, Pedro?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a difficult job to do. It's not easy to be upstairs, like, being a judge. And, yeah, just got to try to understand the conditions. I think they really adapt themselves to the day, how the waves are and things like that. And being a day like today is kind of smaller. I think it's all about those critical sections, and I think Sari just did it.
Well, 6.17 on her last. We saw Hopkins right there. If she wins her quarter, she's on tour. That's 8.5 minutes away. Fitzgibbons in the lead, 6.17, 5.17. Rodriguez in second, 6.84, what she needs. Basically a 7-point ride right here. And there are a couple of waves that we have seen touch the high sixes, so chances are out there.
Yeah, a pretty important wave too. I mean, Sally was trying to add some pressure to Arena, and she just did it. Now she's got priorities. It's all about controlling those finish moments of the heat, because her job is pretty much done. I mean, on a day like today, to get a 6.84 is not easy to do. She'll have to be on a good wave.
There aren't many out there, is the issue either.
Yeah, and I mean, she's just sitting right under Arena, trying to make sure she sees everything that Arena is trying to look for. I mean, we're talking about a veteran, like, she knows how to do that. She's won here multiple times in Brazil already, during the CT in Barra da Tijuca, where I live. And yeah, I've been watching Saturday for so many years now. As a fan, now coming to the comps, and such a warrior, and she surfs so good all the time.
So tried to sell her on a wave right there. Good attempt, but not good enough, though. Talking about one of the most experienced surfers in the competitive scene worldwide in Fitzgibbons. She's going to retain priority right here. Sally traveling with her father once again, Martin. So really small crew that she always has in her corner. And with 7 minutes right here, a huge moment in the heat. Fitzgibbons looking for the victory right here at the end of the day. And if she wins the event, she'll be qualifying once again for the CT. Natura Kayak recap with 6:50 on the clock. Sally got the 6.17, back up by a 5.17 at the moment.
Yeah, that first wave, 5.17, the flow was really good on that one, like we said. And then she got this one under prio, actually, and that turn was massive. Really strong turn in the lip, rode out of that with ease. And yeah, now Arena got this 4.52, which was a good wave, but like nothing that critical as that 6.17. So that's why I think the score didn't go that high.
Yeah, maybe just a bit too lateral too. Still some good surfing by Rodriguez, her best, eating close to a 7-point ride. Talk about the significance of the World Juniors too. She got third over there. The final had two surfers that were also in the event right here in Saquarema. Luana Silva, the eventual champion. You had Mirai Ikeda compete in that event a few years ago. She was also in the quarterfinals. And both Etxabarri sisters, who will be meeting in semi-1, also in there. Same thing with Ellie Harrison, who's coming up against Yo-Yo in the very next heat.
Yeah, it just shows how good they are and how they're changing about the sport. You know, when you see a lot of women coming up so young, it just shows that the progressive surfing is coming, the new generation is coming. It's all changing.
5.5 on the clock right here. Quarter 4 coming up. Hopkins, Harrison. Yo-Yo at the moment, number 2 in the rankings. She makes the heat. She's on tour. Fitzgibbons, though, in this one, very methodical. She's got 7 waves already in comparison to Arena's 2. And actually, Coach John, Yo-Yo's coach, was talking to him in the Red Bull Athlete Zone earlier, and he was just talking about how today, given how difficult it is to be able to find a quality wave, patience to him doesn't seem like the best strategy out there at the moment. He wants to see a bit more activity. It's paying off right now for Sally.
Yeah, and I just felt that she did the right thing to just stay active under priorities. She pretty much built that score under prior, so now she's got prior and she can block Arena out of the good waves. So that was a really smart way to build a hit today. Being active, getting waves, changing scores, and then as soon as you get priority, the next surfer is probably going to be looking for a score and you can block her. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we're talking about one of the best ones to ever do it, so it's easy to say good things about her.
We talked about the Peruvian females doing so well here in South America in previous years. They've done well in the Challenger Series, but so far, none of them in the top 10. You see right there, live rankings. Hopkins in second, Fitzgibbons in number 3 spot at the moment. But more than 28,000 points for Yo-Yo. That's a strong second position right there. She makes this next heat, she's on tour, and if Sally wins the event, she's also back on tour herself.
Yeah, and what impresses me about this rank is that pretty much everyone's gone, so we might see a lot of changes coming up to the next one.
Potentially, yeah.
And like especially with pipe, you know, a different kind of field, a heavy wave. We didn't see that yet this year. And yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to see pipe on the Challenger. It's gonna be sick to watch it. A lot of surfers that we haven't watched that much in Waves of Consequence, so that's gonna be something new. And yeah, finish it off in Newcastle. We of course know that wave. We went there for the first stop, and yeah, it's gonna be some cool moments for the finishing part of the Challenger.
So 7 events this year too. Obviously a big addition right there being Pipeline, but this one not being the last one either. It almost seems like a lot of people were expecting this to like be the last one and they're ready for a vacation afterwards. Although there is a good amount of separation in between events right here and Pipe. So people might need a break after this one, Pedro.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure some surfers are gonna go straight to Pipe too, because Pipe just turned it up the other day. I saw some clips of John, you know, Jamie O'Brien, Cole Hoffman, all of them charging that wave. And yeah, as we saw Daniel Templari and Colin Costa getting ready for the first of the men's quarterfinal, and yeah, the Brazilians guys are always here supporting each other. Pretty cool to see.
Beautiful shot right there of the drone. So the water seems to have gotten colder. Usually the indication is when the watercolor gets a bit darker, Pedro. Tends to be a bit colder right here in Saquarema. There's Matt Myers, one of the OGs out of Santa Cruz, and hitting the Banco Brasil 2-minute warning. His surfer needs a 6.84 at the moment to take the lead. Only issue right here is that Sally has priority. And Arena, well, Sally's gonna let her go on this one. She's got it right. And this wave just a bit flat. The attempt was solid, but incomplete right there. Nerves a seal by Sally Fitzgibbons to let that wave go, but it was the right call at the end.
Yeah, I just feel that today we've been seeing more lefts, so Sally of course knows that. She knew that was a right, and I mean, she didn't see that much critical sections for that wave, and she just let her go. But as we can see, Arena is also really good. She almost capitalized on their prior with that cool layback turn. It just show how good she is.
Little over a minute, still needing the 6.84. Daniela Rosas, Arena Rodriguez, Sol Aguirre, they're all in the Challenger Series right now. They've all at moments had a lot of success on this tour as well, but more than anything regionally, they have always been some of the best female surfers in South America. Still looking to qualify for the CT though, all three of them, and Rodriguez now within the top 15, which would be huge for her if she's able to make it into the semis. 40 seconds away though from being eliminated, unfortunately, right here in Saquarema. Still has 2 more stops, and as you said, Newcastle being another one of the stops that was added on. It'll also be the final stop of the CS this year. And Fitzgibbons for her, well, she wins the event right here. She's on tour once again, but she also made the final there earlier this year.
Yeah, for sure. Also, Rena did great. She got a 9th place finish. It was actually her best result before Saquarema. Now she's at least up to a 5th place finish, and Sally is going to put the trigger here and block.
Yeah, so this will be the nail in the coffin for Sally Fitzgibbons. That'll be it for heat number 3, and she is a few heat wins away, from requalifying for the CT. You can see the emotion right there. Happy as she could possibly be, taking away a grindy win here in Saquarema. She defeats the youngster out of Lima, Peru. We'll see Arena compete at Pipeline in a few months. And the most important heat of the round coming up after the break. Yolanda Hopkins, the Portuguese surfer who's just been on the edge of qualifying several times for the World Championship Tour, going to be taking on Australia's Ellie Harrison in the last quarterfinal of the round. Get waves out there when they come through. Let's see if the 2 surfers have chances when we return to Sacktown.
The Banco do Brasil Saquarema Pro presented by Cero is brought to you by Banco do Brasil, official sponsor of the WSL in Brazil. By Riachuelo, official apparel of WSL Brazil. By Natura Kayak, feel the power of freshness. By Vivo, official sponsor of WSL Brazil. And by the state government of Rio de Janeiro, official partner of the Banco do Brasil Saquarema Pro presented by Cero.
Back in the beautiful state of Rio de Janeiro for the Banco Brasil Saquarema Pro presented by Cero. Yolanda Hopkins, 1 heat win away from qualifying for the CT in the red. And the 20-year-old at a bar win heads Victoria, Australia, Ellie Harrison, who has CT competition under her belt already as a wild card. She's in the blue. Mitchell Salazar here with Pedro Brazil. Fun and exciting heat coming up right here, Pedro.
Yeah, and like you just said, Mitch, pretty important one. And looks like the yo-yo just got started, trying to keep active. started off with a heat and then tried to find one more section, but unfortunately she couldn't. And then she tries to find a right here. That was a 3.5. She's just trying to do what we just said, Mitch. I mean, Johnny also mentioned that it's good to be active here today, especially in being slow. So, and we just saw that Sally did it and work it really well for her. So I think she's just trying to follow that direction.
Yeah, so a 4 and a 3.5 on the second one for her. She's going to qualify if she wins this heat. She's got a tough customer in front of her, though. Ellie Harrison, a standout at home. But Yo-Yo has not lost before the quarter so far this season. That also includes a semi and a final.
Yeah, super consistent throughout the year. And Ellie, of course, coming from different side of the world, coming from Australia, from Bells Beach. She's used to perfect rides, and here it's kind of different. Yolanda, staying active.
Well, we knew this was going to be the game plan for her. Hopkins coming from the southern part of Portugal, much more rural. There's a lot of great waves over there, a lot of beach breaks too. And as we said, Harrison, she's going to go down swinging. If she does go down, she wants to get her first victory at the CS level later today. Great combination right there on the backhand for the surfer out of Barwon Heads, 20 years of age and a lot of experience competing both regionally and of course internationally when it comes to the Pro Juniors. Her first quarter so far this season.
Yeah, super good. She surfs so well, and especially on her backhand right now, like we just saw. 2 great turns. First one setting up and finishing off strong with a vertical hit. And I mean, that's the right thing to do. Try to get these last sections and try to go vertical, trying to find those power sources. And yeah, as we saw here, a bit of like foam on the face, and then that last turn, that last hit was really good to see from her. And I'm pretty sure that, I mean, it's easy to say that she's only rode one wave, 0.5, and I think this is going to be the best wave of the heat so far.
I agree with you, and the judges also agree too. 5.5 for the combination maneuvers right there from Ellie Harrison. 29:30 to go in the last quarterfinal of the women, going straight into the men's after this. Samuel Pupo Kawa Costa. When that starts, Hopkins with priority has a 4 and a 3.5. In the first 5.5 minutes, she's already caught 4 waves. And of course, a lot of those at a beach break, paddle back out is easy. And that includes on a day like today, it's not that big out there at the moment, which is actually beneficial for that kind of strategy.
Yeah, you're right, Mitch. Especially having more time on the clock now with those 35 minutes heat, you have a lot of opportunities to try to find those great waves. We know that today is not being easy. It's been kind of slow, but yeah, it's all about trying to find those critical sections, because I mean, we saw that you pretty much just need one of those. Sally just got the best wave of the heat with only one hit, so yeah.
There's Pupo. He won the event back in 2023. And with that win, he requalified for the tour. Talking to his coach, Matt Myers, before he paddles out. Samuka's been looking great so far. Competing better than normal, too. Making sure he's on the right waves at the right time. That's got to be the case once again today. A drone shot, and it really shows you how far south they are in comparison to previous days today.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta stay away from the channel today, because that's where their deep water is. So you gotta try to find a sandbar, you gotta try to find the shallow places. And yeah, we're talking about Sammy. Sammy, he's been on a roll this year. He's got some 9th place finish. This already his best one. So he pretty much just need one strong result, because he's already had those 9th place finish that everyone is looking for now on the top. And now Sam just needs to find those big points. And yeah, knowing that he's already won here, he's already made a CT final with Felipe here. And Saquarema is being such a good place for him. So yeah, things are looking good for Sam.
Things are also looking good for Yo-Yo at the moment. In the lead with plenty of time. Harrison with the best of the heat though, at 5.5. At least been able to make it into the quarterfinals over at Bell's as a CT wildcard. And Yo-Yo has experience competing at home in Peniche as a wildcard too. She's up going right. Beautiful roundhouse cutback. The wave just dies down afterwards though. She's looking to increase her lead by improving on a 3.5. Let's see if this does it. Haven't seen a whole lot of rides today either, so putting, you know, a bit of a different perspective into the judges' minds.
Yeah, it's been a tricky day with the mixed swell. We've got south swell going to southeast today. So we can see a lot of waves coming from everywhere. Of course, it's a beach break, but with those lots of directions, it's difficult to find those power sources. And especially like going right, I feel that it goes always to deep water there. And I mean, the left towards the bank, I think it's probably the winning wave. Yeah, I mean, Yo-Yo has a pretty strong forehand, so she's looking to find those upcoming sections so she can go strong.
And she doesn't improve. It's a 2.5. Harrison on the outside, she only needs a 2. She's going to retain priority right there. 26 minutes to go. Hopkins with 5 waves written, only 2 so far for Harrison. Lots of waves for Sally Fitzgibbons, and luckily for her, Rachel, it worked out. She's into the semis.
Yeah, Sally is always so amazing to watch you and to see your energy. And with your experience, what do you think is the best strategy for conditions like today?
I think best strategy over the years here at Saquarema is like match its energy. Like I feel when you come down on the beach, everyone talks about the Brazilian energy, and it's kind of pretty similar to how I am as a competitor. And I love to just like, yeah, wear my heart on my sleeve and just go after it, whether it's a pass or a fail. It's just something that like you're just absorbing it and that process, and just like, I don't know, everyone that supports you kind of rides that journey, and then there's just this one like moment, like this 30 minutes that breaks down to like, you know, a handful of decisions, and then like just those really like finite moments that, you know, you're either winning the heat or losing it, and that's why I still play the game. And that one just then, obviously, you know, smaller day, it's moved down the bank a little, and hard to tell which one's going to be a scorer. So there's a little bit of strategy and then trying to get some points and then lock it down. It was really challenging. And Arena out there, she's a bit of a wizard. She sort of surfed here a lot during the regionals and had a lot of success. So I knew I was up against it, and I felt really good to make the heat.
And we all have great memories of you in the championship tour too. So how is your relationship with this ocean that allows you to find success?
I think coming back here, it's like, you know, all the beach break surfers kind of like, I don't know, maybe they put a bit too much pressure on themselves to be like, it's a beach break, just get it right. And then over the years, you know, I think the events and the way you compete, you can do the best job out there and maybe not win the heat. So you kind of got to ride the fluctuations, and it's almost like, you know, the Saquarema backwash. That's kind of the emotional experience of surfing out here. And, you know, whether it's the ones that live here, like Zhao and that, you know, watching them go all in and not always get it right too. So it shows it's got so many different faces to it, and I just got to show up year after year and have a go.
Congratulations. Now we see you in the semifinals. Thank you very much.
Ooh, I feel your energy. Let's go.
Congratulations to the always happy Sally Fitzgibbons into another semifinal in her Challenger Series career. Once again, if she wins the event, she is back on tour. And if Yolanda Hopkins in the red moves through this heat, she is qualified for the World Championship Tour for the very first time. Doesn't improve on this last one, Pedro. 317 on the backhand.
Yeah, kind of a longer wave, as we saw during the interview. It was just trying to find this section on the inside, but unfortunately didn't show up for her. So yeah, just went to the deep water place, and I like that she talking about the backwash, because that's a key factor here in Saquarema. It can either make your wave better or either worse. I mean, it's difficult to time well with the backwash, but we all know that when you do a turn at the right moment, you can actually make the turn look better, you know. So yeah, it's just good that she likes that, and I like what she said about matching the energy with Brazil, because I feel the same. To surf a beach break, you gotta keep active. It's not like a right hand point or left hand point that you know that the wave is gonna come. You know that's gonna be a good wave. Most of the times you don't know which wave is gonna be good. So yeah, I like that, what she just said in the interview.
Well, she's made it into finals day every single time so far this season, Yo-Yo. And Harrison, this is her first quarterfinal appearance so far this season. Good opening snap right there for the Victorian, and it's just gonna be one. So good pressure from Hopkins to force her to use priority on that one, but Harrison does need a fractional score though. A very small score, a 2. So there is a likelihood that she gets that score and slightly takes the lead. But there was one key thing that I took away from the Sally interview, Pedro, that she scouts her opponents. And I don't know about yourself, but I think it's the smartest thing to do, to know your opponent, know their strengths and of course their weaknesses too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially when we are seeing like man on man, women on one. I mean, two surfaces in the water heat. Because like when we got 4 men, 4 women, it's pretty difficult to I mean, study three surfaces and like try to block them. But when we are in a field like that, they've got like so much time on the clock. They've got priority. If you know how they play, if they like to keep themselves active, like to be patient, that's a key factor for sure. So, yeah, really well done for Sally. She's been doing that homework for a while now.
2.6, the last of Harrison, so in the lead at the moment. 4.11 is what Hopkins needs with priority. But I also think it's free information. It's valuable. It's only going to help you out. Why wouldn't you use it to your advantage?
Yeah, especially when you know, I mean, if you know the place that the person comes from, you might know, oh, she comes from a left-hand point. She might have her surf on her backhand. She might be good on her forehand, you know. So I think this kind of stuff is always good to know because they can try to get your surfer out of their best feel for them. And yeah, I mean, today is basically all about lefts, as we've been seeing. But yeah, getting to know the surfer is always a good thing to do.
20 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Harrison in first, 5.5, 2.6 her top two. She did win a Pro Junior event right around the corner from her home in Phillip Island earlier this year. Also got a good result over there at the QS, but it's really been her success on the CS the last few years that have, you know, put her in this position. Got the wild card to be able to compete in the Philippines for the World Pro Juniors. Of course, only 20 years of age, having competed at Bell's multiple times already at the CT level as a wild card. It's a big deal for a lot of people growing up over there. She was actually a caddy growing up and eventually surfed into the event herself.
Yeah, this is really good. I'm pretty sure that the first time she beat Tyler right. So to beat a two-time world champ is not easy to do. And then this year she lost to Tyler. And yeah, I mean, coming from a place like that, as you can see, her best result this year was a 9th place finish in Newcastle when she lost to Yolanda. So they are facing each other again here. It's good to see those matchups, this rivalry coming up. And yeah, all the way to Australia, and then now seeing a Portuguese surfing good. And yeah, 19.5 minutes on the clock, still a lot of time to do.
And we're talking about scores that are small too, the requirements. 4.11 as see the Portuguese flag right there. It's been a good year for European surfing on the Challenger Series. A quick one right there from Harrison. In and out for her, the heat leader at the moment. But for Yo-Yo, for the Etxabarri sisters, just seems like they're on the up and coming right again when it comes to the quality of the waves that they have in the regional QS, and of course, doing well at the Challenger Series level 2. This is a big chance here for Yo-Yo. A quality wave, and she is up. Needs a 4.11. And that wave, unfortunately, just dies out. It seemed like it was steepening up on the outside, and it just goes completely flat on her after the first section. And unfortunately for her, that's going to relinquish priority to Harrison right here.
Yeah, that's what the backwash can do. It looked like a good wave, but as soon as the wave was coming to the beach, it got fat, so it didn't work for her. That's what I'm saying. You kind of never know when the wave is going to be good, so you got to just keep active, trying to find them and see how it goes, because it can look good, but it can be bad right after, like we just saw.
18 minutes on the clock. There's Coach John looking on. And a low score and a fair at the moment. 8.1 heat total has Harrison in the lead. Hopkins needs just a 4.11. And she is looking for her 9th wave already with this one. She is up. This one, potential, much better start. Second snap also strong. And looking like that wave was probably not going to double up, but she was trying to stick with it and get as much out of it as she could. So needs a low 4. It would have to be her best score at the moment. Posing the question, is it enough? I really like the intensity that she brings, but of course, finding a steeper section on this one, Pedro.
Yeah, that was for sure a really good first turn, and then the second one kind of set up there. She thought that she would have more chances on that wave, but unfortunately, it didn't happen for her. But that first turn was strong. I mean, it's difficult to say because you never know how this card is going to come, but I just felt that the first turn was really good, and I think that she might improve.
Well,
John's reaction wasn't the best, but the score is in, and it is enough. It's a 4.5 for Yolanda Hopkins. So she moves up into the lead. Harrison down to second, now needing a 3 to retake first. 16:45 remaining in the last quarterfinal. And here's Ellie, a quick one for her on the outside. And Harrison has been nursing an ankle injury. He's been working with Flor and Nani right here at the event site. And nearly half of the heat still remaining. She is looking for a small score to retake first place. Hopkins qualifies for the tour if she makes it through into the semis. Be right back. Saquarema, a location where dreams have turned into realities for many in the past, and we are just under 14 minutes away from that happening to another surfer right here in the presence of Yolanda Hopkins, the Portuguese surfer in the red, who is currently leading. We saw a quick in and out right there from second place at the moment, Ellie Harrison. Mitchell Salazar here with Pedro Brasil. An important event. It's not the last one of the season anymore, but it is top 5. And once again, Yo-Yo will qualify for the tour. The first time she'd be there if she wins this heat, Pedro. Monumental day, really, if you think about it, for the Portuguese surfer. Not only because she's been super close in the past. You look at her resume, I mean, the only thing that she's lacking is qualifying for the tour, and she is 13 minutes away from doing that now.
Yeah, and I remember last year she just came up short here in Saquarema, and now having a chance to do it one more time. I mean, nothing was easy for Yolanda in her life, so she's such a warrior. She's been doing that for a while now, trying to get the results going. Oh, she's always, one thing that's really cool about Yolanda, she's always the first one to hit the water, like early. She gets so early here. I mean, when I went to Portugal this year for the CT, there was one day that I was coming, I couldn't even see anything. She was already coming out of the water. So she's always super early. She's super dedicated, always trying to do the best. And just to have the chance to do it one more time here in Saquarema is such a pleasure for her. A country that she loves. I mean, of course, they speak Portuguese. And yeah, she's been having such a great time this year. And with a chance to make her dream come true right now.
She went for a run the other day at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I see that. That's what she does.
during the event window. That was already within the event window, too. It's not like she went for a run at 4 a.m. like before the event actually started. Might have been the second day, maybe before she surfed. And talk about a warrior, somebody who truly works hard for it. And last year, as you said, there was one spot available, and it was between 3 or 4 different women. Vagina Fierro eventually got there. She got runner-up at the event, and Yo-Yo, unfortunately, not qualifying. Potentially the year, though, we're 11 and a half, minutes away from her qualifying for the tour if she remains in the lead. Harrison, though, she does not need a big number. And you referenced Bells, all those great waves that they have over there in Victoria. There's a whole ton of beach breaks, too. And Victoria is very underrated when it comes to a lot of beach breaks. And Harrison is also an expert in those types of waves herself.
Yeah, we all know that we got beach breaks there. Like you just said, Young Jack is also a great wave. I mean, this person too, India Robson, she's sitting right next to her coach too. All those people from Bells are trying to keep together for that moment. It's a pretty tough hit for her. She's facing Yolanda, which is a really difficult hit. Yolanda has been super consistent this year. And yeah, it's not easy to make it, but she's doing her best to make it right now.
3 points is what Harrison needs at the moment. She is nursing an ankle injury, and it is the back foot as well, so tends to be the harder one really to push off of right there. But as you said, India Robinson, also a proud Victorian on the Challenger Series. A couple of them actually on the CS this year. 2 men, Tully Wiley, Xavier Huxtable.
Yeah, Xavier, also wild card this year. Did some damage, beat Italo
right
there. Yellow jersey.
Huge performance from him. And Harrison, she's made it into the quarters at home over there at Bells before as a CT wildcard. And we talked about Yo-Yo surfing at that level too. She's been able to surf in Peniche multiple times. It's been a good thing for her.
Yeah, Yo-Yo also beat Carissa in the past on the CT level. So we're seeing surfers that already showed they're capable of being there in just a matter of time.
Here's Yo-Yo. Low score is a 4. And a great combination right here on the backhand. She's going to clean it up on the inside. She loves that. You normally don't see that kind of attitude on a wave like that from Hopkins. But she is pumped up. She knows the importance of this heat. And 9.5 away from potentially qualifying for the first time ever for the championship tour.
Yeah, I feel that she might change her four-point ride right now. I think she'll probably do her best wave on this heat. The wave was pretty good. She came from behind the peak. It had a lot of wall on it. As we can see right now, came deep. First turn, throwing a lot of spray, going forward and then hit it. She went vertical there. And then we thought that the wave was gone, and then she managed to find one last hit. So 3 to the beach. I mean, this bird eye view, we can see the spray coming out of her board. I always like when the surfers are able to go vertical, and she did that on the second turn. Yeah, worth the claim for me, Mitch.
100%. Given the waves out there at the moment, no doubt. And especially considering the importance of the heat. You're claiming anything. I mean, you're making sure that you're selling it as good as you can, and she did. A 6.17, the best of the heat, extends her lead. Now Harrison needs a 5.18. We've talked about the accolades of both of these surfers. As you see the 617 right there, tight scoreline by the 5 judges. But it's slim pickings out there with the quality of the waves. You find a steep section, you got to go 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, she just did that. The first time was really strong, that carve. And then she was able to go vertical, which was really good from her. And I mean, she had priority too, so she blocked early, changed her score, got her best wave of the heat. Special moment.
And Harrison, big first section right there. Good combination on the backhand, times the backwash well. And she needs her second best score, a 5.18. So that would move her up into first place. 7.5 on the clock. Great conversion, really, when you think about it, under priority right here, especially after hearing the 617 from Hopkins on the previous ride. This was good work from Ellie.
Yeah, really good work. Those turns were really strong. What's being impressive me about her surfing, just the spray coming out of her board. She's throwing so much spray, as we can see here. First turn, water coming out of the rail. Second turn too. And then third turn, I mean, I thought that the wave was done, and she managed to do another turn. I just feel that she lacked a bit of vertical on this, as we saw Yolanda going vertical. But I mean, talk about power surfing. She just did it here.
So 5.18 what she needs. Waiting on that score for Harrison in the blue. Hopkins with priority. Yo-Yo's low score, a 4.5. And the score's in for Harrison, as you said. Probably just a lack of getting into the lip and not really there, those sections. So gets a 4.43. She's still needing the 5.18 with 6.5 on the clock.
Yeah, and it's just good to see that. It just shows that both surfers are watching the heats. They're being smart, trying to play the right game. We saw that Arena was seen for a while in the previous heat. Both surfers trying to be active. Right now, Yolanda just rode 11 waves, and Ellie Harrison just rode 8. So they're trying to keep themselves active. We know that it's not easy to see which wave is going to be good. So they're just trying to play the right game, which just worked for Sally Fitzgibbons.
Let's look at the Natura Kayak Heat recap of quarterfinal number 4 between Yolanda Hopkins and Ellie Harrison. Harrison started off with a 5.5, a great score, and it's been her best so far. But unfortunately, after this one, Hopkins was able to find her rhythm, Pedro.
Yeah, in this first wave, we saw that she went vertical, so that's why the score was better. And now we see Yolanda, that was the 4.5 from her. I think her wave choice has been a bit better than Ellie's, and yeah, especially with this one here. A lot of ball on it. Carve was awesome, and then she was able to find the foam here and climb it. Really good move with flow, and then finish it off on her feet with a climb. I like to see that. I like to see her emotion coming out of it, because we're all humans, you know. Like, we know that this is her dream. She wants to be there so bad. I mean, there's no way she's not claiming, like you said, Mitch.
20 waves so far between the two of them in a two-person heat. At a beach break, that tends to happen, especially when it's this small. Just under 5 minutes on the clock right here. Hopkins with priority. She let this wave go. And right here, Ellie, a nice attempt. One solid smack, got into the lip. Doesn't seem like it's going to be the 5.18, though.
Yeah, I mean, she found the vertical of it. She found the snap, but the wave was kind of smaller, so I mean, she's sitting under pressure. There's nothing that she can do right now except for getting the rest of the wave. So it's just good for her to do it. It might happen, you know. 5.18 is not that big of a score, and we know that's tricky. It's been tricky today, but we know that Ellie is always capable of doing that in any kind of wave.
Just over 4 minutes on the clock. Once again, the most important heat of Yolanda Hopkins' life. She is 4 minutes away from qualifying for the CT for the first time in her career. 4.57, the last of Harrison. Still not enough, and despite Ellie's efforts, she's caught 10 waves and still needs a 5.18. And Hopkins, out of her last 3 waves, 2 of them have been keepers, Pedro, right here. A 4.5 and a 6.17, her top 2. 3.5 on the clock. And it would be a monumental day for Portugal, for European surfing. Hopkins, this is her moment right here. If she's able to close this heat out, would be massive for the country and, of course, for the region.
Come on, this is huge. After having Frederico Moraes there for a while, we've been missing him on tour, that's for sure. Now, the Portuguese people are going to be super proud of Yolanda. She's 3 minutes away of making herself into the championship tour. So this is amazing by the Portugal country. They're always super proud of her, of course, such a warrior like we said. Now she's looking to change that 4.5.
Solid smack right there on the backhand for Hopkins. Just one. Combos it up with a small foam climb. And that's going to be it for Yolanda on the outside. Harrison now with priority. 5.18 is what she needs. 2.5 on the clock. You can see Johnny Pig Dog right there. He's like, please, please. We've been so close so many times. Nearly 10 years of working together right there between the two of them. 7 years really doing it at this level. And Harrison once again, 5.18, what she needs. Another big moment, of course, in this event. If Yo-Yo's able to take it away, because that would mean 2 out of the 7 spots on the women's side would already be taken.
Yeah, I'm glad that we have more spots this year for them. I mean, in the past used to be only 5, now it's 7. And talk about someone who deserves it. That woman right there has been doing that for a while. 28 years old, coming from Portugal, traveling all over the world, trying to look for that result, trying to to make her dream come true. Already a 2-time Olympian surfer, so she did really great at Tokyo. She found a 5th place finish there, got known all over the world, like we said, and I mean, just to have a chance to make her dream come true right now for Portugal is just massive, Mitch.
And she said the pipeline, her favorite wave. She's going to get the chance to compete there at the CS level. And in 90 seconds, if things remain the same, she's going to be able to compete there at the championship tour level as well. 1 minute 10. Harrison needs a 5.18. Ellie's got 10 waves. Her last one a 4.57. She's been maybe 1 turn away from getting that score. I mean, if you remember the 4.43, cool combo, kind of a flatter face though. The 4.57, she gets into the lip with priority right here. She's a wave away. She's gonna use it on that. That's a paddle. And we should be seeing priority switch here. It does. But she's in the spot for the next one, and she's going. Ellie with the chance. 40 seconds. This wave goes flat. And let's see what Hopkins is able to do right here to close it out, Pedro.
Yeah, she might be coming all the way to the inside to stick to her. Look, she ain't wasting no time.
There's still distance between the two of them, though. This is good for Ellie. She's looking for any kind of wave that she can get. 20 seconds. Something coming right here. Looking at her right. This thing has potential. Lining up on the inside, and she is up. This wave counts. 5.18. And it's not going to be it. This is a huge day for Portuguese surfing. And our second qualifier at this event is none other than Portugal's Yolanda Hopkins. She is on tour, and a big moment for Portugal, for her coach John, for Europe. And Yolanda, after years of struggles, Pedro, she is on tour for the first time. She's going to be rookie on the championship tour in 2026.
This is massive, Mitch. Congratulations, Yolanda. Like I said, if there's a person that deserves that, it's that woman right there. She's been doing that for a while. Nothing was easy. She came, I mean, working for so long with Johnny, like we said, 2-time Olympian, had already some CT experience, and she will have next year a chance to do that throughout the whole year. How good is that?
Ups, downs in her careers, victories, a ton of losses, and Portuga celebrating the Portuguese qualification right here. I'm pretty sure he's just as stoked as Yo-Yo is, but look at that smile. And we talked about her literally getting up to run at 4 in the morning the other day, leading up to the event. It has paid off for her. And after making the semifinals at this event, Pedro, look at the cherub, Alfonso Antunes and company right there. Yolanda Hopkins has qualified for the World Championship Tour for 2026. A big moment for her and for Portuguese surfing, Pedro, deserving of it.
Look at that smile. She's always happy. I mean, right now she couldn't be happier than that. Look at this. Super emotion. She came here last year, tried to get the job done. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it, but right now, her dream just became true, Mitch.
It's been a long time coming. One of the few people that have been within the top 10 for a number of years, just outside of qualification. She knows the struggles. She knows what it takes to be able to get into these moments in her life. And look at the support. I mean, when you get that kind of reception from people outside of the water too, it must be huge for your confidence, knowing that all these people have trusted you, have believed in you, and now her own self-belief has gotten her to this point.
Yeah, that's for sure. We can see that everyone's proud of her. I mean, it's noticed that everyone knows how good she works for that, how much effort she put into it. And I mean, when something like that happens, it's, oh, that hug. That was what we were waiting for. That hug right there.
Well done, mate. Fuck that. Well done.
Super proud.
You think?
Oh, the other hug, the Portuga.
So Yolanda Hopkins on tour for the very first time in her young career, going on a quick hole due to conditions, but
Hopkins, the Portuguese surfer on tour for the very first time. Let's recap all the action of day 5 so far in Saquarema after the break. Yo-Yo's on tour.
Joel botou aqui, tá? 2h30 da tarde. Então a possível volta de 3h05 da tarde, entendeu? E é só os 4 sem semifinal hoje. A gente volta às 2h30 para começar às 3 da tarde.
That's right, we are back in Saquarema 4. It's not the Cero Post Show, but we got an update for you, folks. But the biggest update is a big day for Portuguese surfing. Yolanda Hopkins has just qualified for the 2026 Championship Tour. It's been a long time coming, a couple of near misses, but today is Yolanda Hopkins' day. We can count in on the schedule for 2026, and it's big news for the country of Portugal, and it's big news for all the fans of yo-yo. We're live here in Saquarema, just outside of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and we're anticipating a finals day, but we do have an update for you. So what's happening today is Kuiper Girl, Marita Pops, and Mitchell Salazar. So Mitchell, what's happening right now, we just got the news. You just called that last quarterfinal. That was tremendous, by the way, for Yolanda. But with the incoming tide and there's a little bit of onshore wind coming. We were looking at doing the wave counts and seeing that there's not enough opportunity right now going forward with the tide flooding. So we're going to go on a hold. We're not done for the day. We are going to go on a hold. We're going to have a call at 2:30 local time for a possible 3 o'clock start. So that's the news. But let's get to the actual news. The big news is, Maida, Yo-Yo's on tour.
Yeah, it's just so amazing see a dream come true here in Itaúna. This girl, she put so much hard work on her career, and now, yeah, just accomplished what she was wanting for.
Mitch, you called the heat, and Yolanda knew the gravity of the situation, but what a performance under that pressure in pretty challenging conditions, I might say.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the additional part of it right there. But I think discipline has gotten her to this point. I think discipline has maintained her in the top 10 the entire time. But discipline is really the thing that qualified her, too. And she should be extremely proud of herself getting to this point right here. Monumental day for Portugal, huge day for Europe. And they have a Challenger Series surfer, that qualified already a few days ago. They have another one right here. This is big for that region right there. And the importance, the severity of Yo-Yo qualifying, it's huge.
Well, let's hear from Yo-Yo herself. Yo-Yo, Yolanda Hopkins with Manu Kayadu Manu.
Oh, yeah, guys, we love seeing that here in Saquarema. Yo-Yo, you are qualified to the championship tour. Congratulations. How does that feel?
Oh my God, I don't know if the feeling's already like in my head. I knew that heat was very important, but I felt like it was more nerves for the yesterday's heat. Today's, I was like, I want to make the final. I want to win a contest. I can't get in the CT without winning a contest. So yeah, that was like where my mindset was at. But the waves, I'm really confident in my surf. The ocean went really flat, and I couldn't really get any waves that I wanted to put my turns out. And so it ended up being a lot of strategy, and I was really trying to keep myself calm, but it was really hard. And then she didn't need that big of a score, but I still can't believe it.
But you made it, and everybody said that you really deserve it, but no one knows that better than you, right?
I mean, me and my coach have been working so many years, and then not just us, there's like a crew of people behind us supporting back home, and I know without those people, we would never made it. We always say, like, we lose as a team and we win as a team, and this time it's not just me. I put on the work, but I need somebody to give me directions and give me support. And yeah, I can be here without that crew.
Great, so now some words in Portuguese. Abre o seu coração, Yo-Yo.
Eu só queria agradecer a toda a gente em Portugal. Consegui, finalmente, vamos estar aqui na Tour, representar Portugal. Estou bem feliz e eu quero mesmo agradecer a toda a gente que tem a ver, acordar, estar aqui a apoiar ano atrás de ano, e eu espero ter representado bem e que vocês estejam felizes. Eu vou tentar dar o meu melhor no CT e levar a bandeira portuguesa o mais longe possível.
Congratulations, Yolanda Hopkins, qualified. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that's big news. And, in the context of professional surfing, Yolanda Hopkins with that qualification. We've seen Portuguese surfers on the championship tour, of course, Kikas, Frederico Moraes. We've seen Teresa Bonvalo with wildcards, Maida, but I believe this is the first time we're going to have a full-time Portuguese female surfer on the championship tour.
Yeah, this is huge for Portugal, and I really believe that she will really make the country really proud, because her surfing is so on point, and with all these emotions that she's right now, so lovely.
Yeah, and really the theme is, I have to mention Tiago Pires as well, as a championship tour surfer. But Mitchell, the theme is the European force. I think we've had that conversation. Is the Euro force back? Well, it seems that way to me.
Yeah.
And the Euro force was really illustrated just this morning. Tia Zebrowski up against Annette Gonzalez Etxabarri in the opening round of this quarterfinal. And it was, again, European surfers making it happen. We know Mitchell, Tia Zebrowski, she's going to be on the championship tour. But it was Annette taking out the win here, moving into the semifinals.
To me, what makes this generation so special, Kaipo, is the youth. I mean, if you look at, the median age around them, they're still in their late teens, and Yo-Yo's kind of the one outlier right there of the qualifiers. But Tia, as you said, the youngest ever to qualify at 14. Annette, though, into the semifinals. She's already had one this year at the U.S. Open. And let's be real, it's tough out there. You know, both were able to get a ton of waves, though, create opportunities, and it just seemed like that spicy surfing on the back end, especially those explosive turns, Kaipo, got a net into the semis.
Yeah, and we can't talk enough, Maeda, about this young lady, Tia Zebrowski. Can't wait to see her on the championship tour.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's been like 10 heats in a row that she didn't lost. When that one she lost, but she's so sharp. She really serves pretty well. It's gonna be fun to watch her on the championship tour.
How's this news, Mitchell? Sisters in semifinal number 1, Annette and Yarire in semifinal number 1. That guarantees a Bass surfer in the final.
Yeah, pretty crazy. They've matched up, you know, during the regional QSs in Europe, but they've never matched up this late in an event here on the Challenger Series. So monumental for them, and semi 2 looking pretty good too.
Semi number 2, Maeda. Yolanda said in her interview she wants to win an event before she gets on the championship tour. She is on her way. She just has to get past Sally Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, this will really boost her confidence if she can win here. But first, she will meet Sally Fitzgibbons, a generation heat right there. Sally Fitzgibbons, a veteran, way more experienced. But Yolanda is she's just going for the goal.
Yolanda wins that semifinal number 2. We have an all-European final. Again, to talk about that narrative, Mitchell, of the Euroforce coming back.
Yeah, it's big, especially on the women's side, too. We talked about the Bass surfers doing so well the last few years. I think the unity has a lot to do with it. You saw Keone Lassa and crew right there on the beach. If it weren't for them, I don't think they'd have the kind of familiarity and the sense of really progression to get to this point either.
I think there's 2 camps in Europe right now in surfing. We have the Bass people who are making an impact, and then we have the French movement right now, who took a clean sweep in the last Challenger Series over in Ericeira.
Yeah, it's a big deal right there. And you saw Joan Duru. He was on the Challengers just a few years ago. That guy could still compete right here. But Tia Zebrowski already on tour. Yo-Yo on tour. We have potential to see both Bass sisters later on the championship tour as well. I mean, they're a couple of heats away, a couple of heat wins away to move themselves into the top 7, Kipes.
Yeah, we got 5 more spots open, and it is going to be a fight for those 5 spots. Let's talk about the men's bracket. We're on hold right now, but when we go back into the water and resume competition, Maeda, this is what we're going to look at. Samuel Pupo up against Kawa Costa in quarterfinal number 1.
Yeah, all Brazilian surf this one, and Kawan Costa, very strong opponent to Samuel Pupo, who had already won here in Itaúna. So it's going to be massive, that one.
Quarterfinal number 4 looks pretty interesting, too. Clash of styles right there. Hanneman, he qualified at this location a few years ago. Keijiro Nishi has been surfing superbly well. I mean, on another level without pressure, too. But David Silva, last year's runner-up, he's got a tough customer in Jordy Lawler.
David Silva's going to want to do one better. And Oscar Berry on the live rankings, number 5. Oz Berry, a name out of Australia that we just got to know the last couple of years. Yep. He's on the precipice of qualifying for the championship tour. If he plays his cards right, he takes a win out here. Remember, on stake, 10,000 points for a win in Saquarema.
Winter Vincent has been ripping too. Watch out for him.
Winter's been consistently the highest scoring surfer as well when we look at overall heat totals, so that's another thing. So again, the news is that we're going to put the event on hold right now. We're waiting for this incoming tide to pass. The receding afternoon tide is going to give us another opportunity. 2:30, visit worldsurfleague.com for the call, or catch us on social for a possible 3 o'clock start. We'll take a little bit of a break. Hey, but the good news, guys, is when we get back here, it's going to be Corona Cero 30. So we'll give you that news there. Enjoy some of these highlights during this break, and check back in, see if we get going this afternoon in Saquarema. Aloha.
do ano que vem. Com isso, restam somente 5 vagas disponíveis para os Quarterfinals dessa temporada para o Brasil de 2023. Parabéns, portanto, Zebrowski e Holanda